give it to Broderick right now. Right behind the big fullback.
They will. Here's Green. Touchdown! Arkansas retakes the lead.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
So it was a weird weekend for many of you, all you Razorback fans listening, because the Hogs didn't play. Now, this year hasn't been one of these last couple years where you're dreading at some point watching the Razorbacks play football. You're excited for this game this weekend against the Texas A&M Aggies, and we are going to get into so much about that this week as the anticipation is boiling over for your game this weekend. 6:30 here on ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com. Glad you could be joining us this morning on a Hot Take Monday.
Yeah, Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Fall weather's here. In fact, you might have said a little bit of old man winter crept in this weekend, and Wheels has the luxury brands to help you get out and enjoy this time of year. Grand Design Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. They got the mobile service shuttle as well and a lifetime warranty on every new unit. It's all at Wheels RV, again, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale.
So it was weird for many of you not having an Arkansas football game to watch, and I know there's college football. Some of you took weekend trips, and we'll get in this conversation coming up as we appreciate you listening to us this morning, whether it's hitthatline.com on these select radio stations, as well as our video stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And then if you have a smart speaker, you can always say play ESPN Arkansas. Tom Murphy's going to join us, as always, on a Monday at 7:20. Really excited to talk with Tom about his weekend. We'll get his thoughts on what happened in the World Series over the weekend. We'll definitely hop into that conversation as well. So we had some great games over the weekend between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Tommy, I surprisingly had a couple listeners who sent me pictures of them attending the World Series, and
really?
I was just surprised at how many associates I saw that actually went down to those games based on the select number of tickets.
Well, it's close. I mean, geographically, if you've never went to a World Series, now I've got a good buddy. He's a big Dodgers fan. I was eating dinner Saturday night with a friend of mine she grew up in California. She's a Dodgers fan, so Dodgers have people. They have fans all over the place, so I can understand why you'd want to go there, particularly if you live here and you're a Dodgers fan, because there's a lot of California folks that have found roots here over the decades.
What's the most you'd pay for a ticket? If you
Oh,
were
I mean,
Dodgers
for a World,
or Tampa Bay Rays
I
fan.
mean, you're going to pay hundreds for a World Series ticket. I mean, I've been to a few World Series games. I've been fortunate, and they were always a couple of $100. So if you want to go bad enough and it's on your bucket list, probably $300 or $400 if that's what you want to do. And with the restricted attendance right now, the number of people that can go, you may be willing to shell out $500. I wouldn't, because I'm not a Dodgers or a Rays fan. But if you're a Dodgers fan and it's within driving distance, I could see someone paying $400 or $500.
I'd watch both Game 4 and Game 5 this week, in a little bit of both those games. Watch the ending of Game 4, which is incredible, which we'll get to coming up. But outside of that, just watched a lot of college football, watched a lot of NFL football. Didn't do much. I had to move this weekend, and this is going to get into my worst of the weekend coming up later in the program, how even when you move everything in, you're still moving stuff inside the house.
It will be for a while,
and it's going to be the rest of the week. I'm trying to get it done before the Texas A&M game this weekend, but I know you hung out with the kids this weekend, but you said you were pretty tired before we came on the program.
It's one of those days yesterday, you can go and go and go and go and go, and then you just got to recharge the battery. And Friday I went hard. I mean, it's just you go for several weeks, and yesterday was just that day that the body said, nope, you're going to sleep. And I cannot, just because of the nature of what we do, and your body's just trained to get up early. I mean, like sleeping in's normally like 6:30. I sleep till 7 on a weekend. That's like late.
Really?
Yeah, and yesterday
I can get to about 9. And that's
yeah,
my
yesterday I
cap off.
slept into like 9, and then went back to bed and slept again to like 2, and then I couldn't sleep last night. So now I'm all messed up. I'm telling you, Mondays are hard anyway because they're Mondays, but your sleep schedule when you do morning radio is just so messed up on the weekends.
Yeah, because it just messes you up. And like you, if I take a nap during the day, it completely throws off my night
I took like a
sleeping.
4-hour nap yesterday, and I am just all messed up now.
I know, listen, everyone's itching for the Razorbacks to play this week, and it just wasn't the same. I will say I did enjoy watching the Big Ten football playing back. Wisconsin just absolutely mutilated the Fighting Illini on Friday night, which is weird to have Big Ten football on Friday night. We saw the Ohio State Buckeyes crush the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and Ryan Day had to apologize to Scott Frost after the game because they had a backup quarterback, and he said he didn't feel like they could go into kneeling formation because of a young quarterback, which I thought was pretty funny. And then the end of the Indiana-Penn State game, which we'll get into coming up to the program, was pretty spectacular. I know James Franklin was disappointed in the outcome of that one, but a lot of good college football this weekend. We'll unpack it a little more, but it's just not as satisfying when you're watching this. And even though you have SEC, and there were some decent SEC games this weekend, but it wasn't the same without your Arkansas Razorbacks participating. And that was something that was just missing on Saturday. And unfortunately, you'll have to wait a few more days till we get into that, to see them again. But at least all it's going to do is add to the anxiety and anticipation of not only the fans, but the players as well.
Yeah, I still found myself watching SEC primarily on Saturday. A lot of nearly all of the Ole Miss Auburn game, and then a lot of the Tennessee Alabama game. Just terrible to see Jalen Waddle probably lost for the year. Or at least that's the report that Nick Saban gave, that he's done for the year with a bad ankle injury, and you saw him carried out early in that ball game.
Legitimately the first play of the game, the kickoff return.
And, so you saw him carried off early, and you're like, well, maybe he'll come back. And then the halftime, you didn't see him. And the halftime reports, he's done for the year. It's not that they don't have a next man up. They just don't have a next Waddle up. So, that'll make it interesting moving forward for Alabama because they don't, I don't care who you are, you don't have another Jalen Waddle standing by. But so puts a little more pressure on them, puts a little more pressure on Mac Jones, probably a little more pressure on that running game. But that was bad to see, just because you don't see the best. You always want to watch the best players play. And then, of course, controversy in the Auburn-Ole Miss game. Again, people going nuts over that. So.
And we'll get into that conversation coming up because I know a lot of people, especially Ole Miss fans, and I actually had a few buddies that went to Ole Miss text me. It's like, now I know what it feels like to get screwed over by Arkansas, like Arkansas did. And
that's what happened.
I'm just telling. Well, let's not
I
argue this
understand,
morning.
and people are going crazy. I'm just saying I don't know if that's what happened.
That was a difficult call to make, and I've watched that replay about 50 times, and I don't know if I would have the gall to actually say that was Ole Miss's ball. And listen, I don't want to get into yelling match this morning, but we are going to have to talk about it as far as that's concerned because there are a lot of people, especially out of Oxford and really just the SEC, that are frustrated with that. But I mean, it was a good weekend, and you mentioned the Jalen Waddle. That's something that's going to impact, like you said. I know Alabama always has this next man up mentality, but that's maybe the best wide receiver in college football. He is so good, and to see him display, and that I wanted to unfold into another conversation, get a divvy off that. He's playing special teams. Does that worry you when Traylon Burks is back there handling a lot of those duties? And I think it should be. And now you say, well, Todd, don't you remember Darren and Felix back there doing all that? I just think it's a little concerning when you see something like that. Your first thought is, oh, what if that could happen to Arkansas? And really, Traylon's been your most successful, consistent wide receiver this year. I know Davion Warren has something to say about that as well, but I think it's a little concerning when you see something like that involving an Alabama player. Lots to talk about this morning on the Morning Rush, though, and we have all morning to do it. 877-377-6963.
Hey, Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area, so if you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction, you want to stay home at nights, you want to work with a company with great pay, great benefits, and a great team environment, they're looking for people just like you right now. Go online and apply at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
All right, coming up the program, I want to talk about Game 5 last night of the World Series as well as the incredible ending to Game 4. Stay with us, folks. Hot Take Monday here on the Morning Rush.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagles Nest is coming in hot.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
If you have experience transporting frozen and refrigerated goods and want to be part of a trucking family with insurance and be home every week, you need to contact Brent Higgins Trucking. Since 1997, Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry has been proudly delivering to and from various areas of the United States, including but not limited to Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Brent Higgins Trucking, where you're a name, not a number. Contact them at 479-997-2366 or at BrentHigginsTrucking.com.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. See, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. I'm shocked it's October already. This year's gone by so fast it's scary. Now I'm afraid I'm not going to hit my goals. So I'm rolling out my most shocking deals yet. It's my Shocktober sales event. Swap your current car for one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center and priced to save you money. So dump that pumpkin that's haunting your driveway. Trade and save on a nicer, newer car today. Are past credit problems keeping you up at night? Don't be scared. My For the People credit approval process is a treat, and our friendly, non-commissioned sales staff can help you get the nicer, newer car you want at a price and payment that fits your budget. Keeping the car you have? Let us get it ready for fall in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes, buy 3, get 1 free on all tires, or call ahead and set up your free winter-ready inspection. It's the Shocktober sales event, only in Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Whole Hog Cafe in Fort Smith wants you to know dine-in service is now open, recognizing all state and CDC guidelines. Takeout and delivery service remains available as well. Whole Hog Cafe Fort Smith is also, until further notice, open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. The Whole Hog Cafe on Borough Road also has a drive-thru for your convenience. Call Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue or Borough Road, or order online at wholehogfortsmith.com for your award-winning Memphis-style barbecue and sides.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Winter is just around the corner. At AOG, we realize some customers are facing new challenges because of the pandemic. We're here to help. Our customer service team can offer you a wide array of payment options or direct you to utility payment assistance agencies in your area for help. Please call us at 1-800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com. Thank you for being a valued AOG customer. We're all in this together.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Evans Body Shop wants you to know that you are now able to get the repair process started on your schedule. With just a few clicks of your cell phone, you can send photos and your vehicle information directly to our shop. We will respond within 24 hours with a detailed estimate for repairs. It's that simple. We are here for you. Visit our website for all of the details. We offer complimentary pickup and drop-off as well, and extra steps are being taken to ensure your car is returned as good as new and completely sanitized.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Craft. Follow the show on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine.
Want to get into the great Game 4 ending and the Game 5 finish last night of the World Series. And I know the Game 4 ending was just incredible. I was watching it with a few friends, and just to see what happened. 2 errors in the final play of that baseball game. Unbelievable. Before we do that, I want to tell you about our friends at the Paint Store.
Yeah, they got great colors for fall and winter. If you're looking to do that touch-up project, or maybe you're remodeling a particular room, whether it's a kitchen or a bathroom in your home, they're your go-to place for inspiration for the latest colors. And even with the cooler temperatures coming on, even if it's an outside project, they have paints that they can set up and be ready to go for outside applications right now, even in the cooler weather. So ask about that. Special orders, never bother them. They've been doing this for more than 32 years at the Paint Store in Van Buren. They're at 1414 Fayetteville Road. Great paints, great stains, the highest quality from Richards Paints that you'll find right there. Again, 1414 Fayetteville Road, or call Sue at 474-4505. That's 474-4505 for the Paint Store in Van Buren.
Jansen. That is into center field. Here comes Kiermaier. Phillips has tied the game. Arozarena coming around. Throw home. Now he stumbles. But the ball gets away. Tampa Bay wins it. Brett Phillips, Game 4 hero.
2 errors in the final play. The center fielder for the Los Angeles Dodgers and the catcher, Will Smith, bobbled the ball, let it get away, allowing Arozarena to score, ending the game 8-7 in favor of the Tampa Bay Rays. And just a wild ending. And now the Tampa Bay Rays lost last night to the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw kind of exercising some of his demons, not only in Game 1, but in Game 5 last night. And a lot of Dodgers fans were frustrated because he got pulled. Roberts pulled him in the 6th. They thought he had a few more, but they ended up winning the game. And there's some interesting controversy that occurred in last night as far as a Rays player concerned. But so far, a pretty good World Series, Tommy.
Yeah, and plays at the plate. I mean, is that, I don't know if it's the most exciting thing in sports, but a play at the plate, particularly in postseason baseball in the World Series, is pretty exciting. Now, you had error there, but anytime you get a play at the plate in the World Series in late innings, that's pretty exciting.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to watch. And kind of the controversy I was referring to in last night's game, you have Manuel Margot attempt to steal home. There's 2 guys on. It's in the 4th inning. There is 1 out or 2 outs in at that point, but he attempted. He almost got there. Remember, Kershaw has this kind of wanky delivery where it's over the top of his head. I heard Buster Olney and the squad discussed it on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin before this, and he was very close to actually getting it. But at that point, they were down 3-2, could have tied it. And like Buster was saying, if he steals it and ends up getting it, it's the best decision ever. But because they weren't able to do it, we're having discussions this morning talking about, hey, kind of a head scratcher there. But they had a shift. What Buster was saying, they had a shift in the infield. And so there wasn't really a guy on third. He had plenty of leadoff room. Plus, Kershaw has a long delivery, so you think, but it hadn't been successfully done since the 80s. Jackie Robinson was the last one to do it, or it hadn't been done since the 80s. Jackie Robinson was the last one to actually do
1955,
it. 1955,
I thought is what I heard. Games. I was going to ask you, didn't he say 55 was the last time someone stole home in a World Series?
Attempted in 80, I think he said 82, and then Jackie Robinson was the last one to actually successfully do it. But just a wild World Series so far. And I'm happy for Clayton Kershaw. It's not often that you're like, you feel bad for certain superstars because Clayton Kershaw is one of the best pitchers and one of the best players in the Major League Baseball Association. But I think with him, just the postseason dwindles that he's had over the years, it was kind of cool to see him win Game 5 last night and then also have a good solid outing in Game number 1.
All right, so Game 6 will happen Tuesday. No game tonight, and that will be at just after 7 o'clock on Tuesday. If a Game 7 is necessary, it will be on Wednesday night. So right now the Dodgers lead 3-2 in the series.
And one of the best broadcasters in the business, Dan Schulman, you can hear him here on ESPN Radio and hitthatline.com. It's cool to hear because he does a lot of TV basketball games and baseball games, and obviously Fox has the television coverage, so Dan has you here, and Dan's one of the best in the business. I've really enjoyed his baseball and football, not football, his basketball and baseball calls over the years.
Yeah, he's a good listen. So if you're out and about, you can catch him on many of these stations you're listening to right now.
Yeah, so. And this is happening, and obviously we had college football and stuff after the NFL and like all that, but it was just a good sports weekend, I'd say, outside of a few mishaps like the Jalen Waddle injury that we were discussing earlier as far as that goes. We're going to get into some quick hitty headlines coming up. Probably the biggest one as we hop into this first before we kind of dive into a bunch of others was the line that we were discussing for Arkansas. Circa Sports had Arkansas as 15-point underdogs in this one. That would seem significantly high to me. That number's dropped since then, but it's like you always say, Tommy, trying to get money on both sides, trying to get action on both sides. I would say a lot of the money, if you see a 15-point line, a lot of that money is going to go on Arkansas.
Well, I mean, we'll see how it moves throughout the week. Again, I keep repeating, if I were gambling on college football right now, I don't know how you jump on anything early in the week, and particularly teams coming off a bye until you have an idea of who's playing. That, to me, is the biggest question marks right now. So does it move more late? Do you think Arkansas is certainly better than 2-touchdown underdogs? Probably. Certainly, if you're sitting here in our audience, you do. But who knows if everybody's going to come back and test negative after being off for a bye week. So that's going to be a big story that hopefully is not a story to follow this week.
Mm-hmm. That's the best way to put it, is that you're like waiting on a potential story to break out, but you're hoping one doesn't. You're hoping you don't see a column from Tom or hear Clay or watch Alyssa or whoever have say, hey, this is happening, this is what we're hearing. Because the last thing you need heading into this game against Texas A&M, where you're trying to break a series that's been 8 straight losses and then been over 3,300 days, the last thing you need is for a guy that you're expecting to be counted on and not be able to participate because he is COVID positive. So again, we will hopefully have our ears to the ground as far as that situation is concerned, but it's been very hard to get intel. Sam Pittman and his department have done an excellent job not letting certain info get out. And I know that sucks to you as a fan because you want to know, but it's good because you don't want the opposing team. You would rather keep it in-house and not let the opposing team know than hear it early and then give them a chance to game plan of who's going to be in and who's going to be out for next week.
Yeah. Hey, we were talking baseball a minute ago. If you're looking for a place to go watch some baseball tomorrow and Wednesday, or perhaps on Wednesday, go to Buffalo Wild Wings. They got 4 new sauces you can check out. Listen up, they got the new pizza sauce that you can have with your wings. So if you're trying to decide between pizza and wings for the game on Tuesday night, you can have kind of both at Buffalo Wild Wings. Also, the new lemon pepper sauce, the new orange sauce that comes with a fortune cookie on the side, and lastly, the new Carolina Reaper. It's the new captain of sauces. It's B-Dub's new blazing sauce. Find Buffalo Wild Wings in Fort Smith, Little Rock, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and in Conway.
Coming up, we will get into more of those quick hitting headlines. Also want to just talk about this streak, Halloween night in College Station. What are the chances that you can finally beat Texas A&M? That's coming up on the Morning Rush.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Hey, it was BYOG, bring your own guts.
The month of October, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax. That's right, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax for the month of October.
We also offer in-store no-credit check financing, delivery service, and service after the sale. At Frankfurt Furniture, we are family-owned, and we pride ourselves in carrying as many made-in-the-USA products as possible.
Remember, in October, no sales tax at Frankfurt Furniture, your made-in-the-USA headquarters. Frankfurt Furniture, best seats in the house.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Inventory of F-150s in the area with savings up to $15,000 off. But it doesn't stop there. How about $4,750 retail customer cash on a new EcoSport SE or SES? Buy today and we'll deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Shop the #1 brand in America, Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. The fourth oldest Ford dealer in America.
Are your real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag Technology without the headache.
Introducing Budweiser Zero. 0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar. Full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero. 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Deep corner route. Hudson Clark's there, and he intercepts it. Hudson Clark with the pick at the Ole Miss 48, and the Razorbacks take it away for the second time.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Got some great basketball news for the Razorback program this weekend as Joseph Pinion committed live during halftime on Friday. We'll unpack and get into that conversation coming up. The Morrilton 4-star top 100 kid that everyone is really excited about. It is a Hot Take Monday, and it's brought to you by Wheels RV.
Yeah, they're all new in Northwest Arkansas, and they want you to get out and explore this fall. They have the luxury brands to keep you camping like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe, and with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle. Hey, relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. It's Wheels RV, again, 5 miles west of Exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
Joseph had offers to Baylor, Kansas, Oklahoma, and some other schools. He's 102nd nationally on 24/7's Sports Composite, and I know a lot of people are really excited about this kid. Can absolutely fill it up from three-point land. Is an incredible shooter and just one of the outstanding 2022 guys in the state of Arkansas. This includes, we're talking about Joseph Pinion. This includes Khalil Ware out of North Little Rock, Darian Ford out of Magnolia, Javion Guy Keene out of Little Rock Mills, and then Nick Smith out of Sylvan Hills. That's really the Fab Five that Arkansas basketball fans are really excited about. A good core of guys in state, and he's the first to commit to the Razorbacks, Tommy, and hopefully not the last.
That's a good group of, and again, 2022 guys. So he's a high school junior, so you still get time, and hopefully, high school basketball is going to go off this year, and you're going to be able to see him. Morrilton's going to play. In it, I know last year I got to see him play at Ozark. So if you're
yet to see it play.
Yeah, if you're going to get to see him play, there's some areas depending on where you're listening right now, 95.3, 96.3 listing area that you'll catch him. Maybe in a road environment. And hey, Morrilton's got a nice new arena, so it's worth the trip just down there to. You go back to your back to some family grounds there and watch him get another one of them Morrilton drive-in burgers and take a peek.
Not a bad idea as far as that goes.
They got a nice arena there, so it's a comfortable place to, hey, if you want to get out on a Tuesday or Friday and go watch, comfortable place to go watch a game.
Speaking of Arkansas basketball, Chance Moore has set his signing day. His mom announced this over the weekend that Chance Moore, and he's part of the 2021 recruiting class out of Ferno, Georgia. It's something Georgia. But he is going to be signing November 11th. So that announcement was made over the weekend. Really excited. Chance, his family loves Arkansas, loves Fayetteville. They had a great time when he was there, and he committed basically after his visit. So it's cool to see Chance and see him going to be signing again November the 11th. Grant Morgan has been nominated for the Danny Warfel Trophy, Tommy, which recognizes college football's player who best exemplifies community service with athletic and academic achievement. So good for Grant to be once again listed in an award, and this not only is just for his outstanding effort on the football field, but off it as well.
Yep, and these are the kind of awards that kind of tell you how well-rounded an individual is, and like you said, it's not just for being a good athlete and being a standout person on the field, but the things you do away from there that make a difference in your community.
And part of what he's been able to do so far this season leads you to believe that this team has an opportunity to go bowling. And so this is from ESPN.com, Tommy. We mentioned Kyle Bocanegra and Mark Schlabach last week. Well, they both now have Arkansas playing in the Texas Bowl and get their opponents, either Oklahoma or Texas again. How fun would one of those games be? Oklahoma struggled this year, man. They beat the brains out of TCU on Saturday, but I think it would be quite fun to match up against the Longhorns again, and if Spencer Rattler keeps throwing picks, then maybe an opportunity to play the Sooners in the Texas Bowl.
Well, and you go win this weekend, and those bowl predictions are going to keep elevating themselves. Mm-hmm. You want to work your way to Florida. It's where you want to be as an SEC team. Nothing wrong with Houston, nothing wrong with that stadium at all, but that's down the pecking order. So you keep working your way up. But this year may be different. They're probably going to try to keep people as close geographically. Who knows what the ticket situations are going to be like. There's a lot more questions than answers at this point concerning bowl games. But, hey, just happy to be in the conversation. Don't know how the records are going to play into it necessarily this year, but a win this weekend will probably have you higher up in the conversation for sure.
And I know that's something that we'll keep talking about because if you continue to win, we'll see what happens against Texas A&M this weekend. Kind of a couple NFL updates for you. Is the majority of our listeners are either Kansas City Chiefs fans or Dallas Cowboys fans. It really wasn't the Kansas City offense that took the show yesterday. Now, they did have success. Patrick only threw for like 200-something yards and a touchdown, but it was the Kansas City defense that made headlines and really just took apart Drew Lock yesterday.
Pass sidearm, pass intercepted. It's Dan Sorensen, a pick six. Dan Sorensen, dirty Dan Sorensen, as Drew Lock throws a 50-yard pick six for Dirty Dan, the third pick six of his career.
You can hear Mitch Holt this every single Kansas City Chiefs game here on ESPN 95.3 and ESPN 104.3. The Chiefs they look really good.
Yep,
and what not surprising, but
good bounce back after losing to the Raiders. So probably not where Denver wanted to catch the Chiefs was coming off of a loss, particularly to another division rival.
And I'm assuming we'll probably hear from David in South Arkansas at some point this morning. Excited to see his Kansas City Chiefs put that W in the win column yesterday. Now, unlike the Kansas City Chiefs, the Dallas Cowboys lost. And Jenkins, this was something they heard Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin talking about early in the morning, but just a painful hit that Andy Dalton took from Bostic yesterday.
On 3rd and 10 against a four-man rush, Dalton steps up. He tucks it and runs and slides and gets hit by Bostic. And flags come flying, no question. Dalton's helmet is off, and he's still down.
That's one of the biggest, dirtiest, cheapest hits I've seen in quite some time. It kind of reminds me when I think it was Joe Flacco that got his helmet taken off by a Miami Dolphins linebacker. But I'm assuming that was very frustrating to watch yesterday.
I mean, if it couldn't get worse than it just did because now you're down to your third-string quarterback, and I couldn't even tell you. You were asking
from Pitt.
From Pitt. I mean, I don't know what you do if you're here, and I know me and you were talking prior to the show. None of the players
did
retaliated for him.
And that's one of those things. And
that's an offensive lineman's job right there, right?
And it's not to say that the team doesn't like Andy Dalton, but it shows you where the Dallas Cowboys are as an organization right now. As your quarterback gets his head taken off by an opposing player, that's something you got to step in and do something about. It's Keyshawn was saying earlier, it's like something you get tossed out of a game for when something does like that. Like, can you imagine the pushback and blowback if someone hit Patrick Mahomes dirty, how quickly Kansas City players would come? I mean, that's not that's a Seattle thing. If Russell Wilson,
you got to put the rest of the division on notice.
Yeah,
this was a division rival, Washington. This wasn't an out of division game. This was a divisional game. You got to put them on notice.
When you see something like that, that's blood in the water for opposing teams. When Dallas Cowboys they just didn't do anything. And I was really high on Dallas, and a lot of people were this season because of Dak Prescott. And really, Dak wasn't the problem prior to getting hurt. The offensive line has gotten decimated by injuries, and then just the defense has as well. It was good to see Leighton Vander Esch play a little bit yesterday because I know that was one of the guys they lost. But tough start for the season if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. And now, I mean, the question's going to get speculated, Tommy, based on you lose Andy Dalton, and he's no way he plays next game because that's an easy concussion. But you wonder, with Trevor Lawrence being in the fold for this upcoming draft, what that front office of Steven and Jerry Jones is going to do this upcoming offseason. Are they going to pay Dak Prescott like they've mentioned because they've said he's still in the future plans? Or does that allure of Trevor Lawrence, maybe a once-in-a-lifetime quarterback, does that get to Jerry? We know he loves those stars. I'm curious to see what they ultimately decide to do with the future of their organization.
Well, no one ever brings up the word culture when you're winning. It only gets brought up when you're losing. Hey, what's the culture like? But you wonder if McCarthy's culture and the way he's trying to mold and shape this team is just too far in the opposite direction of what Jason Garrett was and what these players have been about, and that there's just some inner turmoil and struggle. That seems to be, from the outside looking in, that these players aren't fully on board with McCarthy and what he's trying to do, and they're not bought into his style yet.
And when you're not bought into your head coach, I mean, I think we've seen it firsthand, and this isn't just a Dallas Cowboy thing, guys, but it's any any team. If you don't buy into your head coach, it's not going to be successful.
You just wonder how quick it'll take before Jerry will pull the trigger because, I mean, you'd had fans, myself included, want to get rid of Jason Garrett for years just because you never could get over that hump.
Right.
And now you're you're a whole hell of a lot worse than you were prior to Jason Garrett leaving.
When you say pull the trigger, do you mean on McCarthy or do you mean on getting rid of
Jason Garrett?
No. Right now you said.
Oh, yes, pulling the trigger on if this ain't going to work. And it took Jerry Jones forever to finally get rid of Jason Garrett and pull the trigger to get rid of him.
What would be easier, getting rid of the coach, getting rid of McCarthy, or getting rid of 2 or 3, 4, how many bad apples in the locker room you need to replace to get the culture right? Because I'm going to tell you, you start cutting people, you start firing 2 or 3, 4 key players, and the rest of the roster will fall in line pretty quick.
Is there something? I mean, is there a player, someone in that locker room that you think is hazardous to them at this point?
No, I mean. It's essentially the same crew of players that they had last year. They went 8-8 last year, or 9-7. I don't remember what the exact record was. You brought up Trevor Lawrence. I think the more attractive option is Justin Fields because I still think that the chances of the Cowboys getting the number 1 pick, granted they're 2-4 if I'm not mistaken right now, or 2-5, whatever the record is. The chances of them pulling the number 1 pick are going to be slim to none at this point.
And I think the Jets worse, actually.
I think the Jets are worse.
And you wonder what the Jets are going to do. We're talking about futures of NFL front offices. You wonder what they're going to do with Sam Darnold. But JT Hot Springs texting and tank for Trevor as far as that goes. All right, one more headline we need to get into before we get into kind of Texas A&M as we get closer and closer to the Aggies and Hogs. 6:30 here, ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com. The controversy that happened in Oxford, Mississippi on Saturday with Auburn. Now, again, I told you I watched this replay 50-something times, and I've watched it, and it looks like that it touches his pinky. I think it was Tank Bigsby, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was Shivers, one of the guys returning punt, but Tommy, in that situation, of the three calls that have been called controversial with Auburn, I thought it was a clear touchdown that Kentucky had in the first game. I thought it was. I thought Arkansas clearly should have been given that ball, but it was. We've already gotten to that snafu. I think this was the toughest decision of the 3 refereeing crews to make of the Auburn.
See, to me, my big issue with that we've went over the Arkansas game. Once they had the mistake on the field, replay followed the rules that they were given and how they needed to go about it, and Arkansas wouldn't give them the ball based on the way the rules work. My concern or my issue with the way this was handled in the Ole Miss-Auburn game was they didn't stop the game. Replay didn't look at whether or not that it was actually touched. I don't know how you can tell on the field and be certain did the ball graze a pinky in real time one look. I mean, come on. I mean, if you're out there thinking that this is some kind of grand conspiracy that people are in on trying to help Auburn, I can't help you there. But what I don't understand and where I can't get on board with a little bit of what you're talking about here, Ty, is, okay, why didn't we stop the game and look at it? And the only explanation, and now replay told the TV crew that, hey, we looked at it, we didn't see anything there that was strong enough to overturn the call. Maybe there's not an angle. You think about where that happened on the field. Is there a TV angle there that was absolute, concrete, yes, it happened? I don't know. Nothing I saw that TV showed, and the announcers don't help anything because they continue to throw gas on the fire, but there was really nothing that you could say, there it is, absolutely, the ball, without question, bounced off his hand, changed, deflected, the hand moved. I didn't see anything that you could 100% overturn.
And that's why I said it's difficult. I just think from an optics standpoint, Tommy, it doesn't look good for the SEC when, I mean, can
we not stop the game and take the time and make it look like we're at least making the effort to look at every possible piece of video that we have here?
Because they just kind of shoved it through deep.
I have no problem with how the on-field officials had no call.
Ruled it, yeah.
Yeah, that's not an issue at all. Because I could not have said, hey, that was touched, we're going to award a touchdown. There ain't no way I could have done, no way. But the fact that the game wasn't even stopped to review the play is, I can't explain that.
Tucker and Sherwood texting, he says, pinkies don't bend backward like that voluntarily. It's anatomically impossible. I mean, what I said is it looked like he touched it.
Right now, but
backwards. But what I said is I don't think it was like indisputable? That's the word that we always use when it comes to replays, whether regardless if it's college or NFL. I mean, it looked like he touched it, but I don't that's a tough call for a ref in that situation. But the optic standpoint is this, Tommy. The Kentucky touchdown, that is clear and undisputable. I still to this day will never understand that. And we've got out of the Auburn stuff or the Arkansas Auburn stuff. I made peace with that, and then this. It just, from an optic standpoint, again, regarding, and we've already had the discussion. No, the SEC is not trying to. It looks really bad when they've been the beneficiary of 3 separate incidents in 3 other games.
I think they should have stopped the game and spent the time to at least make it look like they went through the process. And this was towards the end of the game. This was not
fourth quarter. This was 8 minutes left. Maybe
this was not. First half. This was deep into the ball game. I still think if you stop the game, replay looks at it, called on the field, stands. I don't think there was enough video evidence to overturn the call.
And I agree with that.
But can we at least stop the game and look at it? That was my only issue.
Not a good look for the SEC as far as that goes.
Before you run out there Friday night and jump all over and yell and scream and throw a popcorn cup or whatever at somebody, because the rule in high school football is not the same as what you saw on Saturday there. So if that same play happens in a high school game and it touches the receiving team then goes into the end zone, that's going to be a touchback. In college football, totally different deal.
Well, what I also think is a little alarming, I think JT in Hot Springs texted this in, is when Bigsby, it looked like he ran after it and then he let it go. That's what I thought was a little puzzling to me. If you didn't touch it, why would you do that? So that, to me, in my opinion, he touched it, but I also agree that there wasn't.
Does he know it's going to get to the end zone too? I mean, I can't tell you why he ran after it, but I can tell you as an on-field official that you don't see enough there and know one time real look, did you have an angle to say it absolutely touched Bigsby or a member of the receiving team?
Yeah, so that's something that Auburn once again survived and was able to escape with the win. I know a lot of Arkansas, Auburn, and Kentucky fans are frustrated here on a Monday morning.
But there were still scores after that. That was not an end of game situation. That was not the game deciding situation in that ball game. So, but it's still. Auburn gets the benefit of something that could have been the other way. And I know that's frustrating for a lot of people. Hey, if you're tired of your noisy neighbors, looking to upgrade your apartment, looking for a duplex or a townhome to live in, whether it's Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, Tulsa, Dallas, Kansas City, a lot of places, Trinity Multifamily is there to help you find a new place to call home. Call them at 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817 or online at TrinityMultifamily.com to search rental properties near you. Trinity Multifamily, they are your teammate in the real estate game.
Want to welcome in our guy David, who is in South Arkansas to his beautiful music on a Monday morning. Good win, David, yesterday, buddy.
Oh, that was wonderful, wonderful. Like you said, it was wonderful that Mahomes did not have to win it all himself. I mean, like you said, he only threw for 200-something yards. But great game, and I enjoyed the discussion y'all were having about Auburn and the Revs. I mean, you think LSU fans aren't going to be watching them Saturday night when LSU and Auburn play? And I have a quick Cowboys question, and I do want y'all to talk a little bit about Arkansas A&M injuries today, because I know A&M was also off this weekend. But my dad was wondering, Jones caving to Ezekiel Elliott, paying him all that money like 2 years early, and then this whole deal with Prescott, did that screw up the Cowboys even more than McCarthy coming in and some bad coaching? And also, did you see McCarthy yesterday? He was not happy at all with I guess it was the passive response to the team about Dalton getting laid out and nailed like that. I guess he probably would have been happier if a few players had gone in and got thrown out themselves going after the Washington guys. But, yes, it's a wonderful Monday heading to work. It's going to be a good day, gentlemen. Thanks a lot.
Hey, David, appreciate your call this morning. Yeah, like to your point about McCarthy, I'd be frustrated as a head coach, too, if my quarterback got his head taken off and there didn't seem to be any players coming to his defense. And like I said earlier, that's a blood-in-the-water situation. Washington is not a good football team. They are the Washington football team, but, Tommy, there's no Washington is a good football team in between there.
No, I mean, Again, divisional game, you should have won, kept you at the top of your division kind of game. And you're the better football team, and you didn't win. So, and not only did you didn't lose close either. And I think they pointed out earlier, and I didn't watch a lot of this game. I just kind of checked in and out on it. It was 22-3. It was brought up. It was 22-3 when Dalton got hurt. So it's not like Dalton's injury caused this game to get lopsided.
No,
it was lopsided when he got hurt.
Mm-hmm. So in Ezekiel Elliott, a lot of people were hoping he would step up in Dak Prescott's absence, and it really hasn't been the case. And I know that he's dealing with an offensive line in this situation, but it's just been tough all around for the Dallas Cowboys so far in 2020. And as far as the Texas A&M game is concerned, David, we will get into that conversation coming up here because I know a lot of people are really excited about just what Arkansas has a chance to break in terms of their losing streak, 8 straight losses in over 3,300 days since you last beat the Texas A&M Aggies, and that's been quite some time.
Yep, and you got to go down there. We'll see. I don't know if 25% or what their, what their capacity should be at, but we know that when they played Florida, it seemed
Greg
awfully
Sankey's
full.
there, so when
but it's not a league deal; it's a state deal, it's a local deal. I mean, it's whatever whatever you're allowed to bring in based on your local regulations. But
Bjork's their athletic director, right? Do we need to
Ross
put
Bjork?
Yeah.
So, we know Aggies can't count to begin with, but you're going to have probably more of an imposing road environment than you faced all year. But it's still not going to be a full house. But we know Florida had plenty of folks that they had to contend with when they were down there. And then they leave there and they have a big COVID outbreak.
Yeah,
so
that's something that I hope doesn't happen. And we talked about it a little bit as far as that is concerned. But if you wanted to send Ross Bjork a strongly worded email this week, making sure that Texas A&M follows the rules, make sure you do that. You can email 12thman.com, or I don't know what his actual email is, but I know that Arkansas fans want a fair and equal opportunity to beat the Aggies this weekend and not have to deal with whatever be too many fans.
You think a strongly worded email is going to have an impact?
Absolutely.
Are you a strongly worded email guy?
I've never really.
Are you going to fire one off?
I've never really sent one of those to an athletic director or someone in an athletic department. And my emails are pretty short and concise for the most part. Basically, all my email entails is just asking people if they'd come on the show. That's the extent of my email.
I don't think an email is going to probably A, get to the powers that be, or B, have an impact if it did. So I expect that they'll have probably about as many as they did for Florida there. For and maybe not. They may not take Arkansas serious enough that they want to show up, but I'm sure people are excited about a top 10 team in College Station. They just want to get in to see their team, regardless of who they're playing.
Yeah. And they were able to get a big-time home win against Florida the last time they played. Can they continue the streak against Arkansas, or the Razorbacks finally bring it to a fitting conclusion Saturday night on Halloween night as well?
All right, hour 2 coming up. Tom Murphy going to join us inside that. Is your home in Arkansas at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? If you can say yes to those questions, they have a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. Trained crews come out and do an energy audit at your home at no cost. And then if your home qualifies, they come back and install measures like attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much, much more. The services through this program from OG&E are no charge to qualifying homes. So if you or someone you know could benefit from the home weatherization program, call OG&E today. 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741.
We're going to get into your SEC update in hour number 2. Also, Tom Murphy joins us at 7:20.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
I'm Steve Womack, a candidate for Congress, and I approve this message. Over the next couple of months, our nation will make one of the biggest decisions in the history of our democracy. Unlike elections in the past, we won't just be casting our votes for different candidates. Instead, we will be voting for 2 different ways of life. I ran for Congress because America needed strong leaders. As a businessman, former mayor, retired colonel, and now your congressman, I'm standing firm to protect our country from those like Nancy Pelosi and the Democrat left wing who are dividing our country and pursuing a socialist agenda that threatens our economy and our domestic security. They must be defeated. Failure is not an option. The stakes are high. I'm asking you to stand with us. Vote absentee, vote early, or vote on November 3rd. Just vote. Our nation depends on it. Paid for by Womack for Congress.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $100 million. So, what would you do if you won?
If I won the jackpot, I would buy my own racehorse.
If I won the lottery, I would buy my wife a beach house.
First person I would call would be my husband. He's got a big mouth, but I would still call him first.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $100 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and B.F. Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and B.F. Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
Your number one Arkansas fan, Auto Owners Insurance and Kohler and Green Insurance is a winning combination. We will work with you to insure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Kohler and Green Insurance in Fort Smith. Call 484-9888. And Kohler and Green Insurance in Van Buren. Call 474-9888 today or online at kohlergreen.com.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber internet, TV, and phone service to your home. Get amazingly fast fiber internet as low as $49.95 per month. TV packages start at $32.95. Fiber phone service starts at $29.95. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC to find out if we're installing in your area. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch and dinner. Open 7 days a week, both on the open-air patio and air-conditioned dining room for your safety and comfort. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Evans Body Shop wants you to know that we are here for you. During this uncertain time, let us take the wheel and get your car repaired so you are ready to roll when the time comes. We offer pickup and delivery and will sanitize your vehicle during your complimentary detail that is done with all repairs. Don't want to get out at all? We have you covered. We offer a mobile estimating tool that allows you to take a few pictures and we will email or text your estimate directly to you. Check out our website or Facebook for more details.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Periods of rain today. Our high this afternoon will be in the upper 40s north, mid 50s south with a couple of inches of rain further north. Periods of rain with us tonight. An overnight low will drop down upper 30s north, mid 40s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hertz Car Sales. Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard. Call them today at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromhertz.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith.
3rd and goal just outside the 3. Runner pass, Urban.
All right, give it to Broderick right now. Follow right behind the big fullback.
They will. Here's Green. Touchdown! Arkansas retakes the lead.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but they ain't but one razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
If you have a chance to beat Texas A&M on Saturday night, Halloween, you're going to have to get the running game going. Isaiah Spiller, he's got it going so far for the Aggies this season. He's averaging 7 yards per carry, has 4 touchdowns, and 430 rushing yards by himself. Where's Arkansas's rushing attack been? We want to get in this conversation coming up here on the Morning Rush, how important it is to get things going. It's not a hot take, but it is a Hot Take Monday.
Hey, the all-new Wills RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. They have all the luxury brands that you can depend on when you go camping, like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, hey, relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. It's at Wills RV, again, 5 miles west of Exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
So you have 1 rushing touchdown so far in 2020. That is not going to cut it. You're 88th in your rushing offense this season, and you're tied for last in the country in longest scrimmage plays of 20-plus yards or more. Tommy, they just have not gotten this thing going, and I think part of that is having to deal with Rakeem Boyd not being 100% healthy. Hopefully the bye will help him get back to full strength or as close as he can before they take on the Aggies Saturday night.
Rakeem Boyd's part of it, but the offensive line not being where it needs to be is the other part of it. And when you get into goal line situations, short yardage inside the 5, Arkansas is not able to open the holes and run it up the middle. I mean, we've seen that repeatedly. Even short yardage to get a first down in the middle of the field, they struggle to do that as well. So, yes, is Boyd's health and that ankle and all of that part of the issue? Yes. But as Clay tells you over and over and over, it's still about the offensive line.
I don't know why y'all I haven't disagreed with y'all once on that. I don't know why y'all
because that ought to have been the first thing you said. It should have been the first thing because they could open up holes for Treylon Smith to get in the end zone, but they don't. The problem is still the offensive line.
Okay. I apologize for not listing that first, even though it was a big factor. I don't know why Clay always has to, you don't let
Well, he wasn't here to scold you, so I thought I would, lightly scold you on his behalf today.
I haven't disagreed with that at one point, but that is a big part. And you know what's interesting about that is the offensive line, as far as pass blocking goes, Felipe's had a lot of time so far this year.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious to see what happens when he plays Alabama and stuff, but even the Georgia game, he had time at points, and they have one of the best defenses in the country, as we know. But that's what's been odd to me is if you juxtapose the 2 seasons from last year to this year, the run blocking last year was good, the pass blocking wasn't. It's kind of flipped. The pass blocking's been pretty good this year, but the run blocking hasn't been anything worth noting, which I've kind of found odd because you would have thought the opposite with Sam Pittman coming in, but that's kind of what you're dealing with right now with Kendall Briles, and then occasionally you'll have the execution, and it just you might have a good play dialed up and called, and offense just hasn't been able to execute in key situations to this point.
So the question becomes what can become of that as the season carries on. I don't think you're just stuck with where you're at completely the rest of the way. I think you can grow into some of that. I think this offensive line will continue to evolve and gain confidence. Also, gain some size as the season goes on too. So I don't think it's going to take a drastic step forward, but I think you can see improvement in the run game even over the course of the last 6 games, assuming everyone stays healthy.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, it's got to be really frustrating for Sam, this is where he's built his reputation as an offensive line, and that's really one of the biggest struggle points on this team right now, is the offensive line.
Didn't we think, though, coming into this year, it would still take a season or two for him to get this turned around, that he needed probably a recruiting class or two, and then also get these guys bulked up, and he likes bigger bodies. And one thing Chad did with these guys is he's trimmed them down. He wanted them to play below 300, and one thing that Sam believes in is guys playing up 320, 330 range or bigger. And, some of this is getting their bodies back to where you completely want them to be.
Competing as far as that goes.
You can't be giving up 30 and 40 and 50 pounds at places, depending on who you're playing that week, and compete a lot of times. I
know Texas A&M, as Clay brought up last week, they have 5 returning offensive line starters. Now, their receiving core is decimated, but they do have some guys up front that are going to cause some problems for the Arkansas defense. And at some point in time, and this will this will happen in a couple of years, where Arkansas's offensive line is what SEC defensive lines fear and are just frustrated having to go up against. I just wonder if coming off the bye, if and again, it also comes down to just the what Felipe Franks is doing, Tommy, because I think Felipe is a little slower than I thought he would, and I don't think he trusts himself 100% yet. Clay mentioned there was a play during the Ole Miss game where he turned around and was waiting on the defender and trying to stiff arm him when he looked like he could have gotten the first down. But I think he's still a little concerned with his ankle. And I understand that. We just brought up last hour how Jalen Waddle basically fractured his ankle, is done for the year, according to Nick Saban. But I don't know if he 100% is trusted himself yet, because I think there's been points this season where he's hesitated on certain plays to go or not.
Yeah, and with Franks, he's just got to get. And I don't know how you get over that mentally. That's just something that I think you're right mentally. Do you want to run into that pile? Because that's how he got injured at Kentucky last year. He went into a pile, came out of there with a broken ankle. Ankles aren't meant to have 90-degree turns in them, and he had one. And, I've never had that kind of injury. Knock on wood, don't ever want to have that kind of injury. And I'm sure that you are hesitant for a while on those kind of things. But you still seem being as mobile, plenty mobile at times. My biggest frustration is not that kind of hesitation. It's not throwing the football away when he should. So if I had one, deal that's just, unnerving me with him, it's when he gets out of the pocket and nobody's open, throw it away.
Or just take off,
it.
or take off and run.
But don't just eat it and lose 6 yards. Get it out of bounds. You're close enough to the sideline. Throw it away.
And they're going to have to get a push against Texas A&M in College Station on Saturday night, because Texas A&M on the other side of the football, I think this is going to be not from just a talent standpoint, from a schematic standpoint, based on Clay was talking about the offensive line. They're just going to try and pound Arkansas and pulverize them. And I think this defense, while they've been really good to this point, I'm curious how they handle Isaiah Spiller on Saturday night. They'll be able to contain him to a point, because they ran all over Florida. I'm curious to see how Arkansas will be able to handle Spiller on Saturday.
Yep, and that's as we've talked about last week a lot. This is going to be the first time you've really played an inside running game with a downhill running attack. Arkansas has been able to basically use 8 to cover passing oriented teams to this point. Defensively, it's going to be a different kind of scheme. With 2 weeks, I don't think anyone's got nerves about whether or not Barry Odom can come up with the scheme. It's just whether or not you can execute it and actually. Can you get the stop on 3rd and 3?
And if I'm
That's where I'm at. It's not whether or not you can come up with the plan. It's 3rd and 3. How many times can you make them come up short of the chains?
And based on what Texas A&M has to throw the ball to, with so many guys being out, based on either graduation, going to the NFL, losing them to injuries, opting out, I'm loading the box and coming after them on. You've sat back a lot to this point, and not necessarily even blitzing, but I'm loading the box and trying to contain Spiller and making Kellen Mond beat you, because Kellen Mond has not beaten you the last 2 years. That's been a byproduct of other things that have occurred during the game. Make Kellen Mond beat you Saturday night, and you could find that the fortune is going to be in your favor, and you'll finally be able to break that losing streak.
Hey, do you have sleep apnea? Are you dealing with a CPAP machine right now that you have to clean that makes a lot of noise? It certainly makes your wife frustrated with the noise and the constant, battle that you have with that night in, night out. Well, if you're tired of that, call our buddy Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith. He can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of the annoying CPAP. Dr. Bo has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you out there. So if you're wanting to get rid of your CPAP or you think you have sleep apnea and you need to get treated, call Dr. Bo. 479-785-1419. That's 785-1419 for Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
Tom, and your SEC update coming up.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagle's Nest is coming in hot.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. See, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Always get more at Orr.
We always put the customer first at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Since 1924, the Orr family of dealerships has grown based on one simple principle. Give the customer more money for their trades and give them a lower price on their new vehicle. It's a simple concept, really, but one that very few dealers honor anymore. Hey, we know you paid a lot of money for your vehicle, and Orr Chevrolet wants to pay you the maximum amount for it today. Then we'll give you an awesome price on a new Chevrolet. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold, Orr Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade today at Orr Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith and 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You always get more at Orr.
Craving prime rib this morning? Hardee's introduces the new prime rib and fried egg biscuit. We took tender prime rib and put it on a fluffy made-from-scratch biscuit. Yeah, that's right. We made prime rib for breakfast. Premium, juicy, sliced prime rib for breakfast. And then we topped it with a freshly cracked fried egg and melted Swiss. Why? We knew you needed it, that's why. The new prime rib and fried egg biscuit from Hardee's. Feed your happy. Available for limited time during breakfast hours at participating restaurants. Price and participation may vary.
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told ya.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Franco Furniture 6-day sale only, November the 2nd through November the 7th. For instance, this leather sofa Love with powered recliners and powered headrests, regularly $3,600, finance price $29.93, cash price $27.44. Large sectional with ottoman, regular $31.05, finance price $25.57, cash price $23.44. All furniture, bedroom furniture on sale. Don't miss out. 6 days only at Franco Furniture. Best seats in the house.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. I'm shocked it's October already. This year's gone by so fast it's scary. Now I'm afraid I'm not going to hit my goals. So I'm rolling out my most shocking deals yet. It's my Shocktober sales event. Swap your current car for one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center, and priced to save you money. So dump that pumpkin that's haunting your driveway. Trade and save on a nicer, newer car today. Are past credit problems keeping you up at night? Don't be scared. My For the People credit approval process is a treat, and our friendly, non-commissioned sales staff can help you get the nicer, newer car you want at a price and payment that fits your budget. Keeping the car you have? Let us get it ready for fall in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes, buy 3, get 1 free on all tires, or call ahead and set up your free winter-ready inspection. It's the Shocktober sales event, only in Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
Corral, play fake and a roll to his right. Fires and it's picked off. Catalon at the 35. Oh my goodness, he's going to score. Touchdown, Arkansas. Catalon.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
Got to get into your SEC update coming up, including lines, and react to what we saw this weekend, what happened across the Southeastern Conference. Before we do that, I want to tell you about our friends at World of Wireless.
Yeah, 877-305-DISH. If you call today, you can get installed before this weekend. And if you do install before Halloween, you get a $200 Visa gift card. You can use that Visa gift card anywhere for anything. All right? So that's the deal. That's the big offer before the end of the month. You still get all the free extras, the voice-activated remote, the movie channels, the whole home DVR, the HD in every room. I mean, nothing's taken away. They're just adding to a $200 Visa gift card this week only. But you have to be installed before this weekend. So call today, get on the list, be installed in just a few days with World of Wireless. If you're tired of high prices with cable and other providers, call WOW now, 877-305-DISH.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Couple teams on byes this week. We talked about how Auburn was able to escape with the win in Oxford, Mississippi, 35-28. And this was a game that Ole Miss and Auburn were tightly contested throughout. But Chad and Gus escaped with a win, Tommy.
Yeah, and you could make the case they should be 1-4, I guess it would be, without that win. So Auburn gets out of there, and then this week they play LSU before they get their bye. So they're probably a better football team than LSU, who's just seems to struggle each week. But they get LSU this week. How will they find a way to Houdini out of that thing this week?
That's a great question. All right, next game. This was a little interesting. Eli Drinkowitz and Missouri were able to beat the Kentucky Wildcats 20-10 in Columbia. Big time win for Mizzou this weekend.
Yep, and the schedule was a little weird because you had some teams that had games moved for COVID. That was not a game originally on the schedule for this week, as I remember it right. And Georgia got moved around, and this was one of the games that fell into place to keep some teams from being off so many weeks because of the bye. So
LSU was able to get a big victory over South Carolina at home. T.J. Finley came in and for an injured Miles Brennan went 17 for 21, had 2 touchdowns, 265 yards, 81% completion. So I know that LSU's been reeling a little bit, but a big-time win for Ed Ogeron.
Yeah, and like I said, LSU has not been a program that you thought they'd be coming off the national title. We've been harping on it all offseason about 28 players and the coaches and all that. And, well, they've played like they've overturned their roster, but so big win for them. So
Alabama was able to crush and mutilate Tennessee this weekend 48-17. But really the story that came out of that game was Jalen Waddle's injury.
Jalen Waddle's going to bring it out from 3 yards deep. Try to get to the edge. Not going to be a good decision. Nice job by the special. Oh, boy.
Gets rolled up on the kickoff. But as you see it, rolled right up on that right ankle.
It turned a little bit, and Jalen Waddle grabbing the right ankle, and they are taking him to the locker room right now.
Wow, that is not good.
He heard Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson discussing. It was tough because not only did it's going to knock him out for the season, it was first play of the game against rival Tennessee, and even despite him not being able to participate the rest of that game, they were still able to crush Jeremy Pruitt's Volunteers. But this is one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in the country, and it's sad that his season has come to an end.
Yeah, that just puts more pressure on Devontae, more pressure on that running game, more pressure on Mac Jones, because they know they're in some games where they're going to have to be explosive. Nick Saban has talked about having an explosive offense that can outdo the way this league has turned, where it's more about scoring points now and not about having a defense that just clamps you down to 16 points or whatever. So it's not a deal enough where 28's enough to win anymore. It just isn't.
We're going to welcome in Tom Murphy into the program in just a sec. Before we do that, I want to tell you about NWA Gold and Silver.
Yeah, they're in Bentonville, Fayetteville, and in Fort Smith. And right now, if you've got the gold or silver coins in a safety deposit box, a gun safe, maybe gold jewelry that's sitting in a jewelry chest on a nightstand somewhere, or a gold pendant that's out of style you're never going to wear, hey, take those things to NWA Gold and Silver. Gold is at all-time highs right now per ounce. So why not take that gold jewelry and get cash in your hand right now for what it's worth? NWA Gold and Silver, 1130 North Walton in Bentonville, Nelson's Crossing by Jason's Deli in Fayetteville, and on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. These are the people that pay the most. These are the people that can tell you what it's worth. So if you don't want to lose that jewelry, lose that old pendant, that silver flatware you're never going to use anymore, why not turn it into cash today? You can do that at NWA Gold and Silver. Again, Bentonville, Fayetteville, and in Fort Smith. NWA Gold and Silver, the people that pay the most.
Always enjoy talking to Tom on a Monday morning at 7:20. Tom, did you have a good weekend, man? It's a little different since. You were with your daughter. How was St. Louis?
Yeah, St. Louis was great, and I went up there with a thought to do the hill suggestion and the Italian food, but they already had one for me. So Broadway Oyster Bar, very near Busch Stadium. We ate. It was excellent. Very New Orleans-like food. Excellent.
Broadway Oyster Bar. Okay.
All right.
So what else did you do besides eat oysters and hang out with your daughter, Tom, this weekend?
Oh man, we just drove around, and golly, I went up to Springfield, Illinois, to notch another state capital, and went to the Abraham Lincoln Museum. So, the history nerd that I am, that was a really good time, and he was an outstanding man who this country needed at that time, and its progress.
Absolutely. So I hope that was yesterday afternoon, and that spelled you out of watching that brutal end for your Falcons yesterday, because that was a rough way for the Falcons to lose to the Lions of all people. So
yeah, we were driving back home, and after 3 o'clock, I decided to check in and see how bad it was, how brutal it was, because you have that sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the score, and so this morning I did wade in and see how it happened. And lo and behold, we found a new way to lose. We're the only team ever that has lost when the other team lets you score at the end of the game. And I guess Todd Gurley had a chance to kneel on the one or just whatever. We could have run the clock out, kicked the game-winning field goal, but we didn't. We scored the touchdown, then they go down and score on the final play of the game. I guess it's somewhat retribution. We played them a few years ago, and it was a very controversial inning with Golden Tate right on the goal line. He was tackled, and it looked like he kind of went over. It was very controversial. It was a 10-second runoff game, and we beat them.
Yeah.
So maybe it was the karmic resolution to that. But, I mean, hey, look, I could take all this hurt, y'all, if it means we win the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. Okay,
Yeah.
I can do that.
I thought you had a chance when the Lions got the 15-yard penalty, and then it backed them up on the extra point. And I thought, well, here we go. We're going to overtime. This gives them a chance, but no, they piped it right down the middle of the extra point. So,
yeah, well, it hurts, man. I mean, we've had a whole ton of that since that Super Bowl loss, but maybe Trevor Lawrence is the result, and we start a new chapter in our history.
You're light at the end of the tunnel, so that's definitely something that Falcons fans as well as other NFL fans are keeping an eye on the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush. Tom, let's start Arkansas, Texas A&M. Big game Saturday night, 6:30. We were discussing last segment how important it's going to be for Arkansas to establish the run, not only establishing the run, but stopping Isaiah Spiller and the Texas A&M rushing attack. Are you surprised by the lack of rushing attack that we've seen to this point by Arkansas, Tom?
I really am. And if you look at this in a big picture, to think that if you put up Arkansas's rushing numbers per game so far this year, and you didn't know what the result was of the game, you would say, ooh, that's an 0-4 start. Rakeem Boyd hasn't gotten going yet. Traylon Smith is leading this team in rushing. But no, the defense has turned it around, and they just play with a lot more backbone to them, a lot more resolve. And so even though they haven't established a run game, they're in these games. And I don't suspect any different. But I do think that presenting Kellen Mond with a zone look, A&M's going to have some answers to that. So, and also I know that they're going to want to establish that run game. So, look, Auburn was really quite successful in getting the run going. It was a slick field, and maybe they didn't hold on to Tank Bigsby a few times, but he ran hard, and Isaiah Spiller can do the same kinds of things. So they have to stop the run with Spiller and Mond first, and then being able to control the clock by getting in some third and shorts and converting would be very critical for this Arkansas team. And you know that in these 2 weeks of preparation for this game that somehow finding ways to get seams and get Boyd into them, because he's so dangerous on the second level, and he's so seldom been there in the 3 games he's played this year that's going to be really key in this game.
Tom, it's been 3,312 days since the last time Arkansas beat Texas A&M. Sam Pittman's already broken 2 streaks, the SEC at home streak, the SEC game streak. When you look at this game, does that factor play in to the minds, not of the coaches necessarily, but the players that have lost to Texas A&M these last few years?
Yeah, they'll be asked about it, and the veterans like Grant Morgan and guys who've been on this team, Davion Warren, for the last 4 or 5 years, they're quite well aware of that. Now, for all of us who've covered the games and watched these games over the last, since Johnny Manziel dropped on the scene in 2012, we know the heartache. I mean, I don't think there's a series that Arkansas has played in the last decade that has had more heartache. The 2014 game where Jonathan Williams has a run down to the 1 or the 2-yard line that probably is the game-clinching run that's called back by a tripping penalty away from the play. And as Brett Bielema would like to point out, the only tripping penalty called in college football that year. And then we know the overtime bad call. I thought a horrible call on Cam Curl, a pass interference on a third down incompletion in the game a few years ago. It was a difference maker. I mean, it has just been one heartache after another. But when we ask Sam Pittman about it this week, I'm sure he'll just say, well, I was on the field for some of those, but, this streak isn't really all about this program. We're a new program. So, I think it's going to be more in the minds of fans and the veteran Razorbacks than it will be this current coaching staff.
So how does the dynamics change in your mind playing in College Station versus the neutral site of Arlington? Because these games have been very close, but for the most part, other than 2012 and 13, they have not been on campuses. They have been in Arlington. So how does that change in your mind the factor of maybe how this game is played Saturday in front of what shouldn't be a full house in College Station, but we saw Florida have to contend with more fans than maybe what the regulations allowed?
Yeah. Well, as Vegas would tell you, I think it's worth several points.
Yeah.
And Dan Mullen will tell you, that it makes a difference. And until that game, I want to say a Kansas State game with Arkansas State up there had been the most packed-looking college football stadium I'd seen all year. But, yeah, the student section showed up in mass for the Florida A&M game, and it looked – I don't know what the official crowd count on it was, but that was a big one. And that many fans, let's just say it was 40, I don't know, 35, 40,000 people there. That could be a difference maker. And so I'm sure the Razorbacks will have to practice with their hand signals and silent counts and things like that this week, and be prepared for the crowd to make a difference.
Who's the player that's most important to get back off of an injury or to regain as close to 100% healthiness as they can? I know everybody's banged up a little bit, but who's the player you're really watching this week to be back and to help their team?
Yeah, I hope Bumper Pool. I mean, really, you need them all, but can you imagine what Hudson Clark and these backup cornerbacks have done in place of Busta Brown? It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get him back, obviously you got another guy to help with your depth, and he is a frontline starter. So that would give Hudson Clark some reps off the bench. But what you got in Brown's absence has been tremendous.
Yeah.
Bumper Pool obviously again helps on the depth, and Grant Morgan playing with that injured left elbow. It's just stunning that he's out on the field making all these plays. I mean, a couple interceptions hit him in the hands, and then he catches the one that really matters and scores with it. But they need Poole back, and I think Dorian Gerald would be of a huge help to get back on the defensive line if they can get him. So all that's important. But to me, establishing Rakeem Boyd is something this program really needs in the second half of the season if they're going to continue to surprise people.
I agree with you on Bumper Pool and Dorian Gerald as well, because we've been talking since last week about really facing a downhill running game with Isaiah Spiller and really seeing an attack like this for the first time this year. You know, those 7 or so in the box are going to be critical, maybe 8 in the box at times. Having a guy like Bumper Pool and a Dorian Gerald there might be just the right mix this week for this Arkansas defense.
No question. You know, Arkansas did a great job early on of stopping the Ole Miss run game, and so if they can do the same against A&M and make Kellen Mond have to throw it, because they've picked him numerous times the last few years, that would be your recipe for success. And so I'm sure that's what they're trying to scheme up, to make Kellen Mond beat them with his arm as opposed to that run game. And all the healthy hands on deck that you can get would be of benefit for the Razorbacks, no question.
Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush. Tom, we were also discussing Jalen Waddle's injury before you came on. And I know it seems like Alabama just brings up another player. It's the next guy up. I mean, this is one of the best wide receivers in the country. Not only that, but the SEC. Is this going to have a massive effect on Alabama's offense, you think, this year?
Well, I mean, clearly a key cog, a guy that you can match up. If you can get man coverage, he can outrun a cornerback. He can win 50-50 balls and that type of thing. So it's a huge loss for them. But like you guys said, there's some other 5-stars and 4-stars that they plug in, and it's just a factory, man. And then there's no question. But the experience he had was invaluable for the Alabama team. And who knows, there could be a game down the line against the Clemson or Ohio State where his loss would be of more impact to them.
That's a good point. Tom, before we let you go, World Series, Game 5, the Los Angeles Dodgers took it last night. Good for Clayton Kershaw and that group. Game 6 tomorrow night with a chance for Dodgers to clinch. And I know Game 4, the ending was incredible. I know you're a baseball guy. Just your thoughts on how the World Series has played out so far.
You know, there's a lot of fans who, when their team loses, they cheer for the team that beat their team, to say, hey, we gave them a good run, and I'm glad they won it. No, I'm not that way. I do not want the Dodgers to win. I don't like them. As a bunch of the guys on my Braves thread pointed out, they have a lot of punchable faces on their team.
Which is the most punchable? Most punchable.
Jock Peterson. They've got a lot of them on that team. But, okay, look, I respect what they did. Corey Seager was incredible in our series. And they, you know what? The best thing they do is they work pitchers. They get those pitch counts up. And if you have a team full of guys who does that, that's positive, and that's huge. I mean, they wore Ian Anderson out in the Game 7 of our series, got him out pretty early, and they had a bullpen game, and we could not score enough runs off their first couple guys, May and Trinan and whoever came in second. But anyway, I'm for the Rays. I love the way they approach the game with their pitching. It's totally modern baseball, and the Braves fell into we got into a shift against their catcher Will Smith, and it was a 2-run single in Game 7, and it's because we were in a shift, and I wish we hadn't been in one. But anyway, I'm for the Rays.
All right, punchable faces. We'll have to leave it there here on this Hot Take Monday.
Yeah, we'll see y'all Thursday, okay?
All right, talk to you then. All right, Hot Take Monday with Punchable Faces and Tom Murphy, brought to you by Wheels RV. They're in Northwest Arkansas, 5 miles west of exit 72, off I-49 in Springdale. Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe are just a few of the things you're going to find there. Plus, with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, hey, relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Where's this at? It's at Wheels RV. 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
We brought up how Texas A&M, according to Circus Sports, started out as opened as 15-point favorites. Good text from JP in Alma. He says, why is there all this hype around A&M? Yes, they beat Florida at home, who has a terrible defense, but they barely beat Vanderbilt, and they beat Mississippi State, who has one win, and got throttled by Alabama. And he says, I guess y'all forgot about shutting down the run game against Georgia. You were able to do that in the first half. They had a little more success offensively in the second half. But is there too much hype on Texas A&M heading into this football game? And I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek because it seems like there's a lot of Arkansas fans that are hyping up the Razorbacks, and this is the biggest game that they played to this point.
No, I don't think there's too much. I mean, they're a top 10 team, right? I mean, they're thought of and respected at this level for a reason. And I think you've pointed this out very accurately. This is for second place in the SEC West. I mean, this is for, next to Bama. You're the best in the West, other than Bama right now. Mm-hmm. So, no, this is an important football game. I don't know how much is on the line, but it feels like there's, a lot on the line for Arkansas. Not because of that, as much as just the series history, the fact that you hadn't beaten these guys in close to a decade now. That's why this thing feels so important. And I don't know that this is the best Arkansas team you've had over that time, but it feels like it's a really good chance to beat them, even though you got to go to College Station to do it.
Tom brought up the Cam Curl phantom pass interference call. You think about the tripping play on Dan Skipper, which he's still angry about that. You could tell the last time we talked with him. You can talk about just the countless times that Arkansas had opportunities to close out the Aggies, and they just weren't able to do it this past decade.
Beat themselves too many times in these games. So, I mean, can you go down to A&M and play a clean game and not beat yourself? That's a big question that's got to be answered.
Rod, real quick, we want to get you in on the conversation. Got about a minute, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they got a depleted passing core, and they want to run the ball. I would definitely stack the box and dare them to throw on me. We got some pretty good safety.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the cowbells, we could take some cowbells down there and confuse the hell out of them. Make them think they're playing somebody else, right? We have some fans take some cowbells down and mess with them.
I don't want them to think they're playing State, because I think Arkansas is obviously better than State. We've proven that on the field.
That's what I mean. They might let their guard down. Look around and say, hey, these are red jerseys, not maroon. But, just mess with their heads a little bit. I mean, they're Aggies. They'll fall for it. I know this. I got a cousin that's an Aggie. Other than wearing burnt orange, I don't know what else we could do, but we just mess with them a little bit. They'll fall for it. I mean, bonfires, fur haircuts. I mean, yeah, come on now,
Yeah.
They'll fall for anything once, maybe twice.
Yeah. Well, you're right about one thing. They are definitely Aggies.
Yep. And as far as their passing core is what you're talking about, Jamal Osmond opted out this season. You lost Kendrick Rogers and Courtney Davis to the draft or graduation last year. Cameron Buckley towards ACL. So their main pass catchers, guys, not there. Put it on Kellen Mond. That's all you got to put it on. If you put this game on Kellen Mond, Arkansas is going to walk away with a victory on Saturday night. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
All right, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is their number. October, early November, some of the best fishing of the year on the White River. And with low water coming because the lake levels on Bull Shoals are back to normal, you're going to find some great currents to fish in. And the guides at Gaston's are second to none. That's one of the best things about Gaston's is you can book one of their guides that can really show you a great time and where those trophy rainbows and those trophy browns are at. Call right now. Talk to one of their specialists at 870-431-5202. They'll put together the perfect trip, not only with great lodging, a great guide for fishing, but some great times in the restaurant as well. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Hey, it was BYOG. Bring your own guts. Pre-order your hot spring spa and beat the price increase at Burton Pools and Spas. Hot tub prices are sure to increase in 2021. That's why you should pre-order now from Burton's and pay less during the hot tub pre-order sale, October 23rd through November 2nd. Hot tubs start at only $60 a month and with 28 models to choose from. Pre-order your hot tub and save October 23rd through November 2nd at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith and at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
At any of the Clay Maxey companies, it's just an easy, customer-centered experience. We wanted to make it a one-stop shop, so we added Kawasaki and Can-Am and Hustler and Worldline. It's really been a nice add for us. We provide full service. We're doing pickup and delivery. We were able to add the Vexus line, which is a premier bass boat line. We want to make it easy. We want you to visit us at any of the Clay Maxey companies. Clay Maxey Ford and Harrison, Berryville, Motorsports, Marine, or Clay Maxey NWA.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
When you want a beer, you go to a bar. When you want top shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars in an atmosphere befitting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items, including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites. Dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
The bloodline of any modern business is their computer network, data storage, and supporting hardware. So who takes care of one of the most important aspects of your business? Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren can handle all your networking services like cabling, firewall, routers, and VPNs to hardware and software protection from virus and malware. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag technology without the headache.
Hi, this is Melissa, owner of True Grit Running Company. There's nothing scarier than foot pain. Whether you're suffering from plantar fasciitis, bunions, or maybe you're just sore from being on your feet all day, we have something that can help you. From braces and massage tools to inserts and game-changing shoes handpicked for you, we've got you covered. Don't let hurting feet spook you. Visit us at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
The River Valley's newest pizza parlor is now open at Heritage Village on Chad Colley Boulevard in Chaffee Crossing. Featuring a 22 pizza buffet and their legendary salad bar, which is available 7 days a week. Pizza Parlor has a spacious dining room with 8 big screen TVs and outdoor dining with 2 more big screen TVs, so you won't miss any of the big game. Pizza Parlor at Heritage Village in Chaffee Crossing is open now 11 to 11 Sunday through Thursday until midnight on Friday and Saturday.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Got to let loose. He does, and it is intercepted. Hudson Clark again inside the 45. They'll force him out of bounds down near the Ole Miss 30. Arkansas is going to win this football game.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Good weekend of college football that we got to see this weekend. Want to get into the betting lines for the SEC this upcoming weekend, as well as react to certain games, certain innings. Wild finish in the Indiana-Penn State game in Bloomington on Saturday. I want to get in all this coming up, but I'll tell you a great place you can always watch football. That is Joe's Grill and Cantina.
Yeah, you should go over there for Monday Night Football tonight. Tomorrow's Taco Tuesday. Saturday, you can watch the Arkansas A&M games. It'll be a great place on Saturday night. Monday's daily special, this is one of my favorites throughout the week, is the Monday Mexicali. You can get this any day of the week, but today it's on special. Chicken breast topped with their sauteed spinach and then a poblano cream sauce. And then they give you a couple of enchiladas to go with it as well, a couple of cheese enchiladas. It is a fantastic lunch, just $10 today. And on Mondays, they got the ultimate margaritas for $5, swirls for $2. It's a great way to start your week at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Don't forget they're there for the World Series. Tuesday and Wednesday, they'll have specials for the World Series starting $5 and half-price draft beers as well. It's all at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
Want to welcome in JW, who's in London. He's got a question about the Arkansas-Texas A&M game. JW, welcome to the program, man.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Yeah, this game is on the 31st, a full moon Halloween. Now, the psychological aspect of this game is going to be really important. I just know it's going to be the thing I think it would turn the tide, no pun intended. But I'm just wondering, what kind of uniforms are they going to wear? Because I want them to walk in there, and I want them to look so scary that their bonfire, they'll have something to cry about later on that evening, will just be like, oh yeah, that's a bonfire. We're here to play football, and we are bad, and we are scary. We are Halloween, and Halloween has come to visit in the form of Brew Pig Suey. I'll hang up and listen to what you think about that.
Appreciate it.
What uniforms would you want him to wear? Is he still there?
JW still there?
No, he hung up.
Well,
you're the road team, so you'll be wearing white.
Yeah, donning the Razorback white uniforms, which I think a lot of people really enjoy regardless of age. You hope that they give jitters and frights to Texas A&M all night. Make no mistake about it, while Arkansas has had a successful season to what you were expecting at this point, the pressure is still on Texas A&M. There's no doubt about it. They're going to be favored. They're the home top 10 ranked team. The pressure's not on Arkansas. Arkansas is walking into this game with nothing to lose. Nothing.
Totally agree.
Absolutely nothing. If you win, it's going to be a fun Halloween night. If you lose, it's still probably going to be a fun Halloween night. Now, not necessarily for the football players and the fan, but to me, I think Arkansas should play carefree football. That's the type of game that you love to play as an underdog. And listen, you just have a unique opportunity to break that streak. As I mentioned, 3,312 days since the last time you beat Texas A&M. Why not do it? Not only because this game's been in Jerry World every year since 2014. Well, now it's switched, and you have an opportunity not only to do it against a top 10 team, but do it in their home stadium.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call A&M the surprise team of the year yet, but when you say they're better, they're probably better than anyone expected them to be, at least to this point through 4 games.
I didn't expect them to beat Florida, but they also struggled mightily against Vanderbilt, which was kind of weird because Vanderbilt was terrible this year.
Wasn't that week 1?
Yeah, week number 1. I think it was 18-13 was the final score.
I'll discount that a little bit.
Listen, they got rocked by Alabama, but everyone gets rocked by Alabama. So if you want to look at the offensive output for Texas A&M, this is weird saying it, but really this is going to be a good barometer of if this offense is up to snuff. And I'm talking about Texas A&M because Arkansas's defense, I mean, if you talk to college football analysts within the SEC West, they consider Arkansas a top 5 defense. Some would even go to the extent of saying top 3, which is just wild to think about based on where you were, worst defense in Power 5 last year relative to where you are now. But this is going to be a very interesting football game, and it's also a chance for Kellen Mond, who has had a lot of struggles against the Razorbacks, to kind of had his defining moment against the Hawks. Not talking about his football season, not talking about his career, but he has an opportunity to continue the streak, or he has an opportunity to blow the streak. You don't want to be the quarterback that blows the streak for your team and your program, and that could very well happen on Saturday night.
All right, so I can't sit here and, you can't demand Arkansas wins. I expect Arkansas to win this game, and I'm going to be mad if they don't. I mean, if you want to be that way, fine. But here's what I think you can be, is I expect Arkansas not to embarrass themselves. I expect Arkansas to not go and lose by 4 touchdowns or more. And I think that's where you're at now as a program, is Arkansas hasn't really embarrassed themselves at any point yet this year. The closest you can say is Georgia, and that exceeded everyone's expectations to them. So I think Arkansas will be like a lot of the A&M games. I think they're going to go compete well. I think they're going to have a chance to win the ball game, and I think they will win the ball game. But I am not concerned at all about them going down and getting smoked, getting run out of the building.
It's like what you've
run
talked
out of
about.
Kyle Field.
There's times that you have dreaded watching Arkansas football against a certain opponent because you knew it was just going to be a blowout. You don't necessarily feel that way this year, but to me, it was still a little puzzling. The line that initially came out from Circa Sports giving Arkansas 15 points. They're plus 15 on the road, and then other Vegas places had it plus 11.5. It's come down to 10. So there's going to be a lot of college football fans, not just Razorback fans.
Well, what did you think it should be?
I mean, 15, is that not a little high to you?
I mean, they're a top 10 team, and you're an unranked team. They're a team that beat Florida. I mean, what did you think it should be then? If you thought 15 was too high, if you think 10's too high, what did you think it should be?
I didn't say 10 was too high. 15's too high to me. I mean, look at the series history, Tommy. This game's been decided.
So how much did you put down on it at 15? That should have been candy to you.
You don't bet on Arkansas games. Or if you do bet on Arkansas games, you bet the happy hedge. So you do not bet on the Razorbacks, because then there's the chance that they lose and you lose money. If you're going to bet on an Arkansas game, you always do the happy hedge where you bet the points on the other side of things. That's
history, though, would tell you 15's too many.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
history
would tell you.
Based on this team has played this year, and maybe we're both wrong. Maybe they go down to Kyle Field on Saturday and they put up a dud. They put up their first game of the season, but I just don't see that happening.
But I still think you got to wait till Wednesday or Thursday or Friday and see, hey, who's playing in this game? I mean, this is a year where you cannot know until probably even Saturday afternoon how this game, what your expectations really should be.
See,
we're sitting here assuming everyone's going to play.
And that's an interesting point that you bring up, but I'll counter it with this. You didn't have Bumper Pool, Dorian Gerald, Orma, and Tarek Brown this past game, and your defense had the best game of the season. So, to me, like, this team has just shown that
A&M's a lot better than Ole Miss.
Yeah, but offensively, are they? Where did you have your biggest performance on defense? Are they better off? No, it's not even close. So, to me, that's what's just stood out about this football team is, despite not a lot of expectations in this season, despite you, as Tom mentioned, the offense, especially rushing attack, would lead you to believe this team's 0-4. This team, even though they lose a player or two here and there to injury or COVID or whatever, they continue to show up. Now, like you're saying, it's important that they don't have 15 guys or whatever out, but I'm not necessarily concerned if there's a guy or two out that's just going to be the big key to them getting blown out on Saturday, because you just had it not this past Saturday, but Saturday before, and they pounded Ole Miss on defense.
Can you consistently stop 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 for 4 quarters? Can you stop the running game on 3rd and short all night? That's going to be potentially the key to winning or losing. Hey, we're brought to you by The Fence Man. If you own a business that needs more security or maybe just a better look from the curb, more curb appeal, The Fence Man can give you both. They've been in business for more than 40 years. They install all types of fencing, gates, and controlled access systems as well. So call The Fence Man. Ask about 18-month same-as-cash financing when you call. 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936 for The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Coming up in the program, I want to talk about this team. Are they reading into their headlights? There's a lot of people that think Arkansas have a good shot to beat Texas A&M on Saturday. Is that going to get to the players? That's coming up on the Morning Rush.
The month of October, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax. That's right, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax for the month of October.
We also offer in-store no-credit check financing, delivery service, and service after the sale.
At Frank Rowe Furniture, we are family owned and we pride ourselves in carrying as many made in the USA products as possible.
Remember, in October, no sales tax at Frank Rowe Furniture, your Made in the USA headquarters. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
The Hardee's Lunch Bunch Contest. Every week, one lucky listener wins lunch from your local Hardee's restaurant for up to 15 people at your job site or workplace. It's easy to sign up. Just click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch Contest button, give us your information, and you're entered just like that. Every Thursday, we announce a winner during halftime. Win free lunch for all your work buddies. The Hardee's Lunch Bunch from Hardee's, ESPN Arkansas, and hitthatline.com.
Evans Body Shop wants you to know that you are now able to get the repair process started on your schedule. With just a few clicks of your cell phone, you can send photos and your vehicle information directly to our shop. We will respond within 24 hours with a detailed estimate for repairs. It's that simple. We are here for you. Visit our website for all of the details. We offer complimentary pickup and drop-off as well, and extra steps are being taken to ensure your car is returned as good as new and completely sanitized.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
Stop in today at Randall Ford, where you'll find over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. We have what you want at the price that will fit your budget. We have 35 certified pre-owns. We even have over 25 vehicles under $10,000 and no payment for 90 days. All used vehicles go through a 115-point safety inspection. Plus, we will deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. Home of the lowest price guarantee.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Periods of rain today. Our high this afternoon will be in the upper 40s north, mid 50s south, with a couple of inches of rain further north. Periods of rain with us tonight. An overnight low will drop down upper 30s north, mid 40s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hertz Car Sales. Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard. Call them today at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromhertz.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3.
Third and goal just outside the 3. Runner pass, Urban.
I'll give it to Broderick right now.
Followed
right behind the big fullback.
They will. Here's Green. Touchdown! Arkansas retakes the lead.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com. There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
How are you going to keep these guys completely focused on Saturday? There's a lot of hype heading into this football game, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we aren't a part of that. It's been 3,312 days since the last time you beat the Texas A&M Aggies. I'll say this. Coming off the Mississippi State game, their first SEC win since 2017, they didn't look focused at first against Auburn, down 17-0. Now, Sam attributed that to them watching the video board prior to that, but you need to come out extremely focused throughout the entire game against Texas A&M in order to have a chance to win. That is not a hot take. It's a top 10 opponent in College Station, but it is a Hot Take Monday.
Yeah, Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. All the top brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe await you there. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, hey, relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, again, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
Buddy Michael Bryden over at Saturday Down South has Arkansas 4th in his SEC power rankings. I guarantee you some of the players have said that. They probably heard Gary Danielson say on Saturday that going to Arkansas, he's talking about Tennessee, is not going to be a layup. He said that during the broadcast of the Alabama-Tennessee game. And Tommy, I know that coaches and players say, oh, we're not paying attention to that, we're not paying attention to that. But you know it eeps and kind of leaches into their brain a little bit when you have a bunch of people applauding them to this point. I don't know how it doesn't, but that being said, I think this team is going to come out extremely focused on Saturday because they did not seem dejected after the Auburn loss, which they could have been, and they handled Ole Miss, especially on defense. But I think this team coming off a bye, there's going to be prep. They didn't have good prep last year when Chad Morris, they came off the bye and then played Kentucky. That team just fell apart in that football game. But I think this team is going to come out entirely focused, and they're going to have a really good shot to beat Texas A&M on Saturday night.
You got to balance it if you're Sam Pittman and this staff that, yes, you've won 2 games, and it's more than a lot of people thought you could do, but at the end of the day, you bring them back to reality of you're 2-2 and you still haven't beat a ranked team. Yeah, maybe you should be 3-1, but that's the adversity and what we have to overcome. But we have a lot more we can accomplish. People still don't think you're very good. You're not a ranked team. I mean, these are the things coaches need to be saying, A, to motivate, and B, to bring some gravity to the situation. Because in the end, the reality is you are 2-2. You're not ranked in the top 25, and the teams you have beaten aren't in the top 25 either right now. So let's not act like you're a win away from winning the Western Division yet. There's still work to be done. Now, you go win the rest of your games, guess where you're going to go at the end of the year? You're going to go to Atlanta, right?
No, because Alabama's not losing.
Well, maybe they do. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. So, yeah, you got 2 losses. You need some help against Bama. But maybe with Waddle out, maybe Auburn pays you back for the win.
It is a Hot Take Monday.
Maybe Auburn pays you back somewhere along the way.
That would be so nice, and as much disdain and hatred.
I don't think what I'm saying is reality, but what I'm saying is you control your own destiny. And, you just got to buckle up and go play A&M and, to continue to turn some heads. I can tell you this, whatever the bowl season is going to look like, you go win a game against A&M, and then you go win a game against Tennessee down the road, and you go keep winning these games. You beat LSU. You go and compete well against Florida, and maybe you win that game too. Let's see what happens with Florida. You're going to be playing somewhere in the state of Florida. That's a real reward.
David in Fort Smith says, treat the hype like rat poison. I think it's one of the tough jobs of being a head coach in any sport is when you're getting lauded by a particular newspaper, particular radio show, particular television program, and you have all these different people telling you, hey, you're doing this, you're doing that so well, so great. The coaches, like you're saying, they have to say, hey, we've outdone expectations. To this point, the Arkansas Rays bet, but there is so much more opportunity left out for this Arkansas football team. You can't get satisfied. You have to be as hungry as you are early heading into the season when you're heading into this game on Saturday night. There is still a lot on the line that you can take advantage of. That necessarily means the pressure's on you, but it gives you a chance in a unique place where this football team hasn't been in quite some time. I was listening to Eddie in Clarksville's rant prior to the Texas A&M game back in 2016 where Drew Amon and the Big Trail Nation, formerly the Razorback Nation, interviewed him, and just he kept pointing to this is a great chance for us to do this and do that. Well, I mean, all that can be said about tonight. Not tonight, on Saturday night. And that's what I keep harping back to is just how this game is set up as your biggest win in the Sam Pittman era out there. You're playing in College Station. You're not even going to Jerry World, and it's a top 10 opponent. Plus, the quarterback, again, I don't know how many times I have to stress this, and I'm going to put out a statistic later in the program what he's done against Arkansas. He's not a world beater. You're not going against Kyle Trask. You're not going against Mac Jones. You're not going against Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Tua Tagovailoa. It's Kellen Mond.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it there. It's Kellen Mond, y'all.
But, you've got to look at your season in kind of tiers, right? In order for Arkansas to have at least a season where you avoid the basement in the West and you have an acceptable season, you better be probably 2-0 against the Mississippi schools, at least 1-1, and you've cleared that hurdle. You got Missouri still on your schedule. You beat those 3, you got 3. A&M's another one of those teams kind of in the middle. A&M this year, Tennessee on your schedule. This year, LSU's going to fall in that slot as well. You got to win a couple of those games to elevate and get yourself out of the middle or to the top of the middle of the pack. I don't know if this program's ready to take on and beat the top. Is A&M, and A&M's in that slot right now. A&M can't have a good season unless they cannot have a good season, much less a great season, unless they beat Arkansas. And it's just the way it works.
You were talking about how you think Texas A&M has outdone expectations to this point. Well, that can all change within a matter of minutes if they lose to Arkansas. This is a text in here from JW. He brings up a good point. This can still be a disappointing season if it doesn't lay out the way like we think it could. And he agrees with me how Mond doesn't scare you. Now, there are certain top 10 opponents or SEC opponents or outside the SEC where you should genuinely be scared of their quarterback and the offense that they bring. I think Isaiah, if you want to point to someone that should scare you, it's Isaiah Spiller. But I rewatched the Texas A&M Arkansas games the past 2 years, and I've watched Kellen Mond, and to me, I just don't know how much better he's gotten under Jimbo Fisher in these last couple of years. It hasn't been staggering like many people thought it would be. It's like, oh my gosh, look at what Jimbo did for Jameis Winston. Look at what he has done over the years with quarterbacks, and I'm just kind of waiting for that production to blossom and flourish, and it just simply hasn't happened.
I think you've been correct in what you've said earlier, and going back into last week. Can Arkansas's defense force A&M into throwing the ball, and then can the defense confuse Mond into throwing interceptions, making mistakes? That's what this game perhaps will boil down to. Arkansas is going to have to prove they can consistently in the first half, likely shut down 3rd and short. To me, that's what it seems like. That's what it feels like. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, can you make A&M punt? Because to me, if you can't do that consistently early and get A&M off the field and get the ball back, they're going to just keep giving you a heavy dose of spiller, and keep running it at you. And you're not going to force Mond into throwing the ball, and you're not going to get the turnovers.
We got a chance to talk with Sam Pittman on Thursday, and one of the questions I asked him was like, hey, Coach, this is kind of different, their philosophies than what you played this season. And he made the joke, as he did on Wednesday night on Sam Pittman Live, which you can hear on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com, is it seems like Mond's been there for 20-something years or whatever he said. But he said Isaiah Spiller, he's a ball player. Bear's going to have a good game plan for Saturday, and nothing would lead me to believe otherwise based on what he's been able to do to KJ Costello, to Juan Mathis, Matt Corral, and then Bo Nix. I mean, these guys had problems against Arkansas. Bo probably the least of the four, but I have a feeling that Kellen Mond is going to be confused on Saturday night pretty wholeheartedly. BG in Fort Smith texts in. He says that he thinks Arkansas is going to win 33-17. So he's got Hogs winning big in College Station. And for Texas A&M, like the Jimbo Fisher stuff with how much pressure is on him, and I know Texas A&M always has these unrealistic expectations. If you want to center it down to a football team or a particular coach, there's not really a lot of pressure on Sam Pittman. Sam Pittman can go in this game mind-free, open-free. Now, that might change if they get a win on Saturday, and then the pressure starts to mount a little bit because you've amassed 3 wins to this point. But
well, don't you think the expectations have changed, though, for this season already?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not enough just to win. Okay, you've won 2 games, which has exceeded a lot of people's expectations, met some's, but at this point, 2 wins for the season isn't nearly enough. You know, now the people that were thinking 2 are thinking 4. The people who were thinking 1 are thinking 3 or 4.
So what is the new expectation for this football team? Let's look at the schedule. Okay, so you got Texas A&M this weekend. That's followed up by Tennessee. You got Florida remaining. You got LSU remaining. You got Missouri remaining. You got Alabama remaining. What is the expectation? What is the new expectation for this football team?
To me, you ought to be able to win 3 of those last 6. That's my expectation.
LSU, Missouri, and Tennessee. I'm assuming the 3 that you just
that to me are the most winnable of the 6. Yes.
Okay. I would say based on what Tennessee's done, based on how Jarrett Garantano I got to say that right. Jarrett Garantano has looked awful this year. I would say that's a realistic expectation for Tennessee. I would say
it's at home.
Yeah, I would say based on how LSU also at home, based on how they looked this year, that's also a realistic expectation. Missouri got a big win against Kentucky this weekend, 20-10. I'm curious to see what kind of football club they meet in Columbia for the second to last game of the season. But I just don't think those expectations now set and maybe winning 3 of your next 6 are too unrealistic. But let's see what PA and Texarkana thinks. PA, what is the new expectation you think for this football team in 2020?
My expectations, I honestly don't have any. I am the cliche man, one game at a time kind of guy. I've been so burned for so long that it's seared into my mind that, we're going to fall apart at any time. I hate to say that, even though we played so well. We've got a new coaching system. But I would say 4 games, win 4 games, realistically.
4 more or 4 total?
4 total.
Okay.
And I would be happy with that. I think that would get us into a bowl game. And unless they start canceling bowls, which then it might not. But what I was talking about was I don't think Barry Odom, Coach Odom, is married to that 3-8 system. I think he's smart enough and game savvy enough to realize that we're playing a different team. You're not going to be able to stop a running back like they have, and with the offensive line like they have, with a 3-man front. You're going to have to run blitz, and he's good at that. He's good at calling up. We seem to be at the right place at the right time. Those linebackers know where to fill the holes. And I just don't think he's married to that system because Mond, in my opinion, he's a hot and cold quarterback. He can be real hot and look like he's a Heisman Trophy candidate, or he can be very, very average. And he's not real accurate if you put a little pressure on him. And I think we're going to dial up a few blitzes from different places. Maybe disguise them like Saban has always been able to do. Used to, we'd show a blitz off the corner with Chad Morris, and they would have all the opposing quarterback would do sit there and say, "Well, that guy's coming, so we're going, whoever is in that area, that the receiver, we're just going to fill in where he vacated, and we're going to throw it right there." I've seen it 1,000 times. But I think Barry Odom is a lot more sophisticated in his blitzing schemes, and we won't blitz a lot, but I think we're going to blitz a little bit, just to put a little pressure on him and put it in his head that we might.
Yeah.
We're not just going to sit back 3-8 like we did against Mississippi State the whole game and miss about 90% of the game. So that's just my opinion. I think Odom's going to have a good game plan ready, but I think they're going to have a good game plan ready against us too. So
yeah,
it's going to be a good game. And God, I hope we win. I have 2 cousins that graduated from A&M. And boy, they have. After I gave them HEAAA when we were teenagers in the 80s and early 90s, it's turned around bad, and we got to win one sometime.
No,
so,
you're right. We're due.
Anyway, that's my opinion on the defense, and our offense needs to pick it up a little bit. So, not a little bit, a lot. So
you're right, Pierre. No, I'm saying you're right. You're 100%. And to your point, I appreciate the call this morning, PA. I think Barry Odom, I think PA is exactly right in saying that yes, they've had a lot of success with dropping 8 and rushing 3 or running that zone and stuff, but this is kind of a different offense that you faced than a lot of the vaunted passing attacks to this point. Barry's going to have a game plan ready, and if he has to adjust it based on what they've done, then he's going to adjust it. I think he's shown. Look, to PA's point, he's just confused quarterbacks. He's confused Mathis. He's confused Costello. He's confused Corral. He's confused Bo Nix to an extent. And that's what you have to do as a defense when you don't know if it's zone, if it's man, if it's a combination, if it's a blitz, if it's not. And Bear's done a fantastic job of that. And to this point, I wouldn't believe that anything isn't. If that, I don't think that's going to change. I think Kellen's going to be a little confused on Saturday.
Not
night.
much confusing a guy that's handing it off, though, right? I mean, other than trying to figure out where a blitz might be coming from.
It's what you're saying.
I mean, if you're handing, I expect a lot more running game until you prove as a defense you're going to stop it.
It's what you said. You stop it and then you make him get in the third down.
Well, I mean,
situation.
you're gonna have to prove to me you can stop it.
Yeah.
I expect Arkansas to line up in like a 4-3 look.
Because what was their worst defensive performance so far this season?
Their worst defensive performance, I would say, is the second half against Georgia. Would be my opinion.
I would say
or first half against Auburn, whichever one you want to pick.
I would probably
second
say
half against Auburn much better.
Yeah, and it really wasn't on the defense against Georgia. It's just the offense couldn't do anything. And then
first half against Auburn, they tackled very poorly. Now it was being played in a tropical storm, so give them a little leeway there. But those would be the quarters. I would say they didn't play very well, but they didn't really have a bad game 4 quarters yet.
And what they tried to do, what did Auburn try to do? A lot more than the other teams have tried to do this season.
Well, Auburn tried to run the ball.
Exactly.
That's
why your question.
But Arkansas didn't tackle very well,
and that's why your question is valid about this defense. Is can they stop Isaiah Spiller on Saturday?
And it was a spread to run deal. Hey, we're brought to you by Nick and Ellie Glidewell, local real estate agents that are here for you during this red hot real estate market right now. The problem that the market has, though, is running out of inventory. Not enough homes on the market to satisfy all of the buyers right now. So if you're on the fence about selling your home, you might want to call Nick and Ellie Glidewell and see what your home is worth, have them do a market analysis, and make a decision that might be in your best interest. You might find out your home's worth more right now than it has been in decades because right now the market is, as we said, hot because there's just not enough supply to feed all of the demand. Hey, here's why you call Nick and Ellie, because when you call them, you get all the bells and whistles. Great photography, great drone videos and drone shots of your home, 3D home tours, open houses, social media blast, and a whole lot more. So you're going to get all the bells and whistles, and your home's going to look great on the internet where everybody's looking now. So find them on Facebook or go to their website, nickandellie.com. That's Nick and Ellie Gladwell online at nickandellie.com.
Want to go to the phone lines and welcome in Robert, who's in Fort Smith. Robert, what should be the new expectations for this football game with 6 games remaining?
Try to win it, maybe 2, because everyone's expectations at the first of the year were 2 to 3 games, and they've lived up to that. So if you can win 2 more games, you've really done something. I mean, yeah, with your heart, you want to win all of them, but you think with your mind, 2 games maybe, And the reason why I'm calling today is I am tired of Auburn getting calls, and I don't understand how the review people keep messing them up when they're watching them just like we are in slow motion. I just don't get it. Have a good one, guys.
Robert, appreciate the call, and you're referring to what happened against Kentucky in week number 1, where it looks like Kentucky, the ball carrier was clearly across the goal line. They didn't give it to him, and then Auburn got a pick the following play. The Arkansas call, obviously, and then what happened in the Auburn-Ole Miss game in Oxford on Saturday. A lot of frustrations concerning that.
Hey, we're brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. The 2020 hot tub pre-order sale is on this week, but it ends November the 2nd. So you got a few days to get by Burton Pools and Spas and beat the price increases that are coming for 2021. If you want a hot spring spa, they got 28 models to choose from, starting at $60 a month right now at Burton. So don't miss out on this event. It's only going to last till November the 2nd. Again, 28 models starting at $60 a month at Burton Pools and Spas. Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas is your source for backyard fun.
I know that Lane Kiffin still has this on his social media where some Ole Miss fan tweeted out something and he still retweeted out like that they got screwed or something. But do you come out with the statement? I just looked at the SEC officiating, Tommy. They haven't come out with a statement or anything. Do you even do anything in this situation? On this one in particular?
My only issue with it is not the call on the field or the no call on the field. It's the fact that replay didn't stop and take the time. There was no stoppage by replay to look at it. Still, the video we've seen and what you see on the internet, it's conclusive as some may think it is. I don't think it's enough to overturn the call on the field.
So should they release something, though? That's what I was asking. No.
I don't know. So,
well, Auburn gets lucky again.
Nothing they can say is going to make anybody happy.
That's true as well. More coming up on the Morning Rush.
At Toyota, today's the day to score a great deal. That means today's the day to take a ride in your thrilling new Camry. Today's the day to scale new heights in your powerful new RAV4 Hybrid. Or maybe today's the day to turn heads in your stylish new Corolla. Today's the perfect day to tackle a new outdoor project in your tough new Tundra. Today might even be the day to go as far as the road will take you with the epic range of your new Highlander Hybrid. Today's the day to save on all your favorites like the Toyota Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander, Tundra, and more. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Head into your Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 60 months or a total bonus of $2,500 on a new 2021 Tundra Special Edition. Participating dealers only. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and end 11/2/20.
If you have experience transporting frozen and refrigerated goods and want to be part of a trucking family with insurance and be home every week, you need to contact Brent Higgins Trucking. Since 1997, Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry has been proudly delivering to and from various areas of the United States, including but not limited to Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Brent Higgins Trucking, where you're a name, not a number. Contact them at 479-997-2366 or at BrentHigginsTrucking.com.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber internet
TV, and phone service to your home. Get amazingly fast fiber internet as low as $49.95 per month. TV packages start at $32.95. Fiber phone service starts at $29.95. Go to signup.waveralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC to find out if we're installing in your area. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space, and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hey, this is Ted with Ed Walker's Drive-In. For more than 70 years, Ed Walker's has been the place to go for the best French dips and hand-patted hamburgers in town. Blue Plate Specials served Monday through Friday, and we're still the home of Fort Smith's only 5-pound hamburger. We're open 10 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week. Call ahead for pickup, 783-3352. Ed Walker's Drive-In, 1500 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, where the legend lives on.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your insurance agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when the bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Call Kohler and Green Insurance in Fort Smith, 484-9888, or in Van Buren, 474-9888, and online at KohlerGreen.com.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Always get more at Orr.
We always put the customer first at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Since 1924, the Orr family of dealerships has grown based on one simple principle. Give the customer more money for their trades and give them a lower price on their new vehicle. It's a simple concept, really, but one that very few dealers honor anymore. Hey, we know you paid a lot of money for your vehicle, and Orr Chevrolet wants to pay you the maximum amount for it today. Then we'll give you an awesome price on a new Chevrolet. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold. Orr Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade today at Orr Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith and 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You always get more at Orr.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Picked off by Rohan Gaines. He's got a chance. Rohan Gaines, touchdown, Arkansas.
Follow the show on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine.
Want to get into your Hog update coming up here on the Morning Rush. Good news for the Arkansas basketball program, as a particular player out of Morrilton has committed to use part of the 2022 class, Tommy.
Yeah, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. We're brought to you by Ouachita Farms, a state-licensed cannabis farm, processor, and seed labeler in Central Arkansas. You can find their products in over 200 locations around Arkansas, and all of them are made right here. 100% USA-grown hemp right here in Arkansas. No additives. Great CBD products. So go to their website, WashitaFarms.com. That's WashitaFarms.com, and you'll find what the Owen brothers are making there is great to relieve stress, anxiety, joint pains, so many great uses for CBD products. You can stop in their store, 3958 Highway 7 North in Hot Springs Village, or go online again to WashitaFarms.com, see everything they offer, and then use the code WPS15 at checkout for a great discount. That's WPS15 at checkout at WashitaFarms.com. That's WashitaFarms.com.
Make sure you're subscribed to our Hit That Line podcast network where you can listen to us, Halftime, Fantasy Football Sunday, the Hog Talk, Primetime Preps, and everything else associated with our network. We're now recently added to the Amazon Podcast Network, so if you listen to music on Amazon or you listen to podcasts on Amazon, you can find us there as well. Usual places, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, we have that up for you.
Yeah, right? I listen to a lot of music on Amazon Music, and there's a tab up there just to click over to podcast and just search for Hit That Line, and you'll find us right there, kind of like as an artist. You can add it, and all of our stuff is right there, and then you can just start listening to all the various shows.
And it helps us when you rate, review, and subscribe. It helps get our content out to as many people as possible, which if you're listening to the program or you're listening to the podcast, you know that helps us along the way. All right, let's get into your Hog Update.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins the national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Four-star shooting guard Joseph Pinion out of Morrilton has committed to the Arkansas Razorbacks. Did it on Friday during halftime. Really cool to see one of the better players in the 2022 class, part of a really good class along with Javion Guy Keene, Khalil Ware, why am I blanking on names right now? Darian Ford, and who's the fifth one that I'm Nick Smith out of Sylvan Hills. So those are the five guys that you're really excited in this 22 upcoming recruiting rankings. All in-state guys, and the first has dropped off. Hopefully not the last, Tommy.
Well, can you say that Eric Musselman has built the wall around the state? Can you say that yet? I mean, who has he not gotten from Mark? He didn't get the kid that's going to Auburn from West Memphis.
Chris Moore. Yeah.
Chris Moore. But other than that, he's pretty well built a pretty good fence around the state to get all the top talent.
It's going to be, I think, the most difficult player of that class is going to have a tough time reeling in is probably going to be Nick Smith, but we'll see what ends up happening. But Pinion had offers to Kansas, Baylor, Oklahoma as 102 nationally according to 24/7 Sports composite rankings. Even Duke John Shire, who's an assistant coach, former Duke basketball player, was inquiring about him. So this is a guy that's really highly decorated. So really excited to see him commit to the Razorbacks.
And he still has 2 more years of high school basketball. This will be his junior year that hopefully will start next month in a few weeks. High school basketball set to go. So small schools will be getting underway in a matter of weeks. And you'll see the schools now in basketball. Morrilton is a 4A school because in football they're 5A. There's not a 7A in basketball. So it gets confusing for some, the leagues they play in. But hey, you ought to take a trip to Morrilton, watch him play, or catch him at a school in their conference.
Really excited to see that. Also excited to see that Chance Moore's mom, who's a part of the 2021 Arkansas recruiting class, he will be signing with the Razorbacks on November the 11th. 4-star kid out of Georgia, can do a lot of different things. So Chance should be a guy that has an impact on this Arkansas basketball team for years to come.
And speaking of basketball, I got a email. Looks like we've been kind of wondering what Bud Walton was going to look like and feel like this coming season. About 4,000 fans is what they're going to, right now is the plan, allow into ball games. That's going to include students and kind of everybody that's in the stands. So that's about 25% or so, 20% of your capacity. So they're trying to figure out plans right now. The email that went out to season ticket holders said they're fully expecting 9 conference games at home and 7 non-conference games is what they're confident in planning on. There is no schedule out at this point, but trying to figure out how they put together ticket packages that probably will include about 8 games. You get two tickets, in upper deck or lower deck ticket packages. So it's going to be a different environment around the league And I would imagine in some of these arenas that have much smaller capacities than Bud Walton, you're going to have, a fairly small number. A place that seats 10,000, you're talking about 2,500 there. So
it's kind of a
bummer.
bummer.
Be a different season.
A lot of excitement surrounding this basketball team and what they could be doing in the SEC, and you will not see a full capacity, at least off the bat, with Bud Walton Arena. All right, last Hog Update headline real quick. ESPN.com always puts out their bowl predictions. These have been updated from both Kyle Bocanegra and then Mark Schlabach. They both have you playing the Texas Bowl. Bocanegra has you playing against Oklahoma, and Mark Schlabach has you against Texas. So kind of fun little forecasting of what's to come. And if you keep winning, you're not going to be playing the Texas Bowl. You'll probably be playing somewhere even better.
All right, that's your Hog Update brought to you by the Spears Security Group. If you're concerned about an employee that you may have to terminate and let go at work and you don't know how that meeting is going to go, call our friends at Spears Security Group. They've been called in by many big companies to help deal with these in difficult situations, dealing with terminating a difficult employee. They're highly trained ex-military and ex-police professionals, know how to keep peace during chaos. So if this is a situation you deal with far too often, or maybe you just have something on the horizon, 501-310-5425, and they can also do a security assessment for your company. That's 501-310-5425 or online at speargroupsecurity.com.
Coming up in the program, want to get into our best and worst of the weekend. That's next.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels.
The month of October, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax. That's right, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax for the month of October.
We also offer in-store no-credit check financing, delivery service, and service after the sale. At Frankfurt Furniture, we are family-owned, and we pride ourselves in carrying as many made-in-the-USA products as possible.
Remember, in October, no sales tax at Frankfurt Furniture, your made-in-the-USA headquarters. Frankfurt Furniture, best seats in the house.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and B.F. Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and B.F. Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
Oh, hey. Do you know what goes great with your favorite tunes? Cold beer from Sody's Wine and Spirits. Did you know that at Sody's you can choose from over 600 single bottles of craft beer in their Pick 6 section to make your own six-pack? And for the freshest beer, be sure to pick up a growler. Order online at mysodys.com and pick up in the drive-thru. Or download the new Sody's app and save 10% on your first order. For the full Sody's experience, go to I-540 in Phoenix and Fort Smith.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers. Beer in Texas. St. Louis, Missouri.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag Technology without the headache. River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch and dinner. Open 7 days a week, both on the open-air patio and air-conditioned dining room for your safety and comfort. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. I'm shocked it's October already. This year's gone by so fast it's scary. Now I'm afraid I'm not going to hit my goals. So I'm rolling out my most shocking deals yet. It's my Shocktober sales event. Swap your current car for one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center, and priced to save you money. So dump that pumpkin that's haunting your driveway. Trade and save on a nicer, newer car today. Are past credit problems keeping you up at night? Don't be scared. My For the People credit approval process is a treat, and our friendly, non-commissioned sales staff can help you get the nicer, newer car you want at a price and payment that fits your budget. Keeping the car you have? Let us get it ready for fall in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes, buy 3, get 1 free on all tires, or call ahead and set up your free winter-ready inspection. It's the Shocktober sales event, only in Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Brandon gets the snap. He's going to keep the football into the end zone. Arkansas wins. The Razorbacks win. The Razorbacks have won the football game.
I'm going to try this call-in number.
Call or text the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
My first official call-in.
Got to get into our best and worst of the weekend. A couple wild finishes across sports, and those are definitely going to be part of my best because it was really fun. Tommy, you brought up the plate, like at the plate type of stuff.
Yeah.
And we saw that
Plays at the plate.
Game 4 on Saturday night. We'll get to that coming up here on the Morning Rush.
Yeah, Hot Take Mondays are brought to you by Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. They got all the top brands that help you get out in the fall and really enjoy all that this state and our surrounding states have to offer. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe that you can take anywhere. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, relax to know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Hey, it's Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
I want to talk about the World Series ending to Game 4 as part of my best, but the other part of my best was the Indiana-Penn State overtime win.
Indiana has to find the end zone. It comes down to this play. Penix steps up. Flush, Penix. And they're saying he is in. And Indiana pulls this off in overtime.
James Franklin not happy after that game. And Tommy, did you get a chance to watch that ending?
I did not see that ending. I saw the score, and it kind of like what we've seen in the SEC, what we've seen around college football. Underdogs winning. You know, we're the teams that should be the favorites, the teams you think would win, not holding the form.
Yeah, and he was completely the quarterback was completely stalled out, full arm stretch, and ended up winning. I believe that was Lee Corso's super dog of the day. So Lee's actually, it's painful because I love Lee Corso. He's been a part of my life ever since growing up watching college. It's just painful to watch him on Saturdays. Yeah. This needs to be his last year, and I hate saying that because Lee Corso has been very instrumental for my love of college football, but ESPN is doing him a disservice by keeping him on.
I don't disagree, but he's the franchise on that show, and he's the reason people tune in for the last 10 or 15 minutes of the show. So But I don't disagree with what
maybe
you're saying.
then maybe just have him on at the very end of the program. Maybe just a 10, but it's just, and they're boxing him out more and more relative to what he's been a part of the show throughout the year. But it's hard to watch, man. It comes of him. So mention that in the
getting old sucks.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
all I can say.
Hoosiers win, big time win for that program. Now let's talk about what happened in Game 4, another part of the best of my weekend.
Jansen. That is into center field. Here comes Kiermaier. Phillips has tied the game. Arose Arena coming around. Throw home. Now he stumbles. But the ball gets away. Tampa Bay wins it. Brett Phillips, Game 4 hero.
You heard Joe Buck saying Arozarena stumbled. If you hadn't actually watched the clip, he could have gotten tagged out at the plate, and it would have been tied. But Tommy slipped and fall. But there was 2 errors on that play, 2.
Yeah.
And Ray's
Throw,
able to escape
catch.
with the Game 4 win.
So I always love plays at the plate because they're just exciting. Can they get the throw down? Can you get the catch? Can you get the tag? There's just so much going on. So and then you get it in the World Series, it's even better. So love plays at the plate.
It turns up. And this, as a Kansas City Royals fan, I wish on that triple that Alex Gordon hit against Madison Bumgarner against Game 7, I wish he would have tried for home because I feel like that San Francisco would have flubbed that. Instead, we ended up losing to Bumgarner in Game 7 after a pop-up from I think it was Salvador Perez that hit that pop-up. But plays at the plate, man, they're quite fun. So that's my 2 best of the weekend.
My best of the weekend was I really enjoyed watching the end. I don't really care either way about the Falcons or the Lions, but that was a great ending to that game.
I wasn't going to bring that up to Tom. You did, though.
Well, it was a great – I don't know if did you see the ending of the football? I mean,
Yeah.
It's just a great ending, and then here you go. The Lions get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. They're backed up 15 yards. It's kind of like Miracle on Markham when Arkansas had to back up 15 yards on the extra point. You thought, well, they're going to miss this. The game will go to overtime, and no, the Lions get it through the pipe. So I thought that was a great ending to one of the games in the NFL yesterday. So that was one of the best parts of the weekend. Another great part to my weekend, got to go out and eat a great steak on Saturday night. It's rare this time of the year that you get to go out and
No
eat
pun intended.
on the weekend and enjoy some time with your family and some friends. And so that was a wonderful part of the weekend. The worst, I guess, had to be that Ole Miss Auburn game and the controversial non-replay with the officiating, not because of that, but because my Twitter timeline just starts blowing up with how awful the officials are, how it's all a conspiracy, all of these things. So that was the worst of my weekend.
What did you say about it? I haven't seen what you said.
What I've said here on the show, they should have stopped the game and looked at it closer, but the video that I have seen and the things that everything I sent to my phone, did his hand move? Perhaps. Is that enough to overturn a call on the field? I'm not sure that you could rise to that level, and that it's just, once again, Auburn skirts around defeat with that play right there, because clearly if replay had come to the conclusion that the ball had touched, was it Bixby? Was that his name?
I think it's Tank Bixby. Is the guy that
if replay could come to a conclusion with video that yes, it touched his hand. I mean, you can look at it and say, "Was pinky moved?" You might be seeing what you want to see. I don't know that as a replay official you can come to that absolute solid 100% conclusion. You would have to award Ole Miss a touchdown because there was clear and immediate recovery.
Well, on that note, I think it's frustrating for a lot of SEC fans, not only Kentucky, Arkansas, Ole Miss, but it seems like that Auburn's been the beneficiary of now 3 separate incidents in games.
No question.
3. And that's, again,
that's frustrating.
when we know it's not a directive from the SEC office to help Auburn win, but it is just terrible optics for this conference, the fact that they have been the beneficiary of that. Now, if Auburn would have...
I thought the optics of them not stopping the game and looking at it was the worst, most egregious part of it. Whether or not they overturned the call, whatever. But why not stop the game? Let's take a look. Let's take all the time we need to make sure we get it right. That, to me, was the part that I didn't like at all.
And it also, just as I'm talking about optics, it looks better from an optics standpoint if you do that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You skirt by it like that.
You have no defense at all as a conference when you didn't at least buzz down, stop the game, and, hey, we're going to spend a few minutes on this play. They didn't at all.
Do you know who the official was at that game?
The replay booth, I don't. Mark Curls was the crew chief.
No, was it really?
Yeah.
It was Mark Curls?
Yeah. I mean, that's not his fault. He's not in charge of stopping the game for replay.
It's just funny, though. Mark Curls. Ugh. All right, let's go to Mike in Hot Springs who wants to give his 2 cents on this Auburn-Ole Miss. Mike, you're on the Morning Rush, man. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. I know everybody's talking about the kickoff. I thought it looked like he touched the ball, but nobody's talking about the fumble during the drive. There was another drive. In that same drive, when they got the ball there, I think they were about midfield. And Tank Bigsby fumbled when he got tackled, and the commentators were talking about it then, and he obviously was not down. And to me, that was the bigger one because Ole Miss recovered that fumble as well. Did you guys happen to notice that or talk about that?
I missed, to be honest, Mike, I missed that particular play because we were switching back and forth. There was a couple of 11 a.m. games that we were watching that day, so I missed that particular instance, to be honest. So I don't know if I'd be the best to comment one way or another on that, man.
But that one was, it was very obvious. So I was just wondering if anybody had called in and commented on that or if y'all had seen that. So I don't know if it's something I haven't seen any clips on it since the weekend. But that was an obvious fumble, and to me, that was the bigger one. That was even a bigger error. But I think these replay officials ought to be fired. They're not, seemingly in these games, not doing their job. I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Mike, appreciate the call. So just to give everyone some directive and clearance how this works, this is going back to Birmingham, to McDade, right? They have a replay. Don't they have a replay official up there, and then it goes
There's a
back?
replay official in the stadium, and then there are 3 officials, not necessarily McDade, in Birmingham that can assist on the play. But the call is being made in the stadium.
But they're still in communication with Birmingham,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Making sure that Auburn. No.
No.
I'm trying to get you to smile. You hadn't smiled yet on Monday.
Well, I'm fine. Listen, I don't think. I think the wrong. We can agree or disagree on the call that was made. I don't think there was enough video from what I've seen. Everybody can say that this pinky moved or whatever. I don't see enough there to conclusively say 1,000%. There's no question that the ball hit him. I just don't think that, to me, from what I've seen after the fact was there, the error is made in the fact that you didn't stop the game and the optics of did you take the time necessary to look at it.
So let me ask you something. Like the AAF did, like the XFL, why has a conference not come out and allowed the communication to be played on the television broadcast? Why? I feel like that's something someone's advocated for quite some time. If there's really nothing going on, why would you not do that? Now, you've said that the conversations had between the replay official and the ref are probably insignificant for the most part, which is the case. But I think when people always just assume, and this is more of conspiracy theory thing, why not just release the audio? Why not just let them do that? Is that something the SEC and other conferences are scared of?
I can't tell you why they haven't done that, but I think you would find most of this conversation to be
boring.
Yeah, yes.
For the most part. But when you do have something like this for Ole Miss fans' sake, and I can't believe I'm trying to come to the defense of Ole Miss fans, but I wanted them to win on Saturday. I wanted them to beat Gus and Chad, and they weren't able to. I just think closure would be something that a lot of fans would appreciate across the SEC and really across college football when you don't know what's being said, because like statements or stuff, you want to know in the midst of all that, like, hey, what's going through the official's head, what's going through the replay guy, and you like to know that communication. Yeah. But
here's a good question that Scott texted in.
Scott texting a good question.
Why didn't?
Is that possible?
Yeah, very good. Why didn't Lane challenge this? Why wasn't there a challenge flag thrown? Why didn't Ole Miss stop the game and say, "Hey, let's look at this"? Maybe it's because they didn't think they could win the challenge in the brief look they had at it. I don't know, but
I don't know how quickly did Auburn snap the ball next play?
Well, it was a touchback, so it couldn't have been that quickly. You have time you got to set the chains up. You got to change team, get the kicking and the receiving team off the field, the offense, the defense on the field. So it's not like it was the next play and you snapped it in 8 seconds.
What is Lane, if he retweeted something criticizing an SEC official, what is he going to get fined for that? Is that a finable if you put something on social media if you didn't actually do it?
If you retweeted it? Or
yeah, is that a finable offense?
I don't know what the policy on retweets are.
I know that.
Remember, it always says in people's caption, retweets are not endorsements. So maybe he's got that in there.
Someone tweeted, y'all are a disgrace, SEC, and your officiating is absolutely atrocious. If y'all want to just keep giving Auburn wins, just say it. And he still has that up on his Twitter account on a Monday morning. So curious to see if he gets fined or if someone within the Ole Miss media ask him if he's getting fined as far as that goes. But a good weekend of SEC. I know it wasn't the weekend you wanted because Arkansas wasn't playing. Well, they are playing this Saturday, 6:30 game on the SEC Network, as well as here on ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com. Excited for the pregame show and excited for the postgame show, especially if they win. So good show today. Clay Henry will join us tomorrow at 7 a.m. At 7 a.m. And then we will have Brett Good join us at 7:20. For Tommy Kraft and Matt Jenkins, I'm Ty Richardson. Don't spend the rest of the Monday sitting on your hands. We'll talk tomorrow.
At Toyota, today's the day to score a great deal. That means today's the day to take a ride in your thrilling new Camry. Today's the day to scale new heights in your powerful new RAV4 Hybrid.